to the 50, cruising through your city, super sharp, fresh fitted. Hey, too cold with it. Check out the interior, it's hater meeting. Chalkboard material, get it, then fuck it. Hey, roll another blunt up, hit patchwork, go and fuck with Nico till that sun's up. Hit like nunchucks, he can't stop that. A Lamborghini door, swinging with top spec. Hey, clear the way, clear the lane, I'm topless. Different from them laws, won't no dogs in my cockpit. Plus I'm throwed off, ain't got my load off. Got about 4 elbows and a quota that no soft. Enough to get me shook up, but now I got the cook up. And since they didn't book us, every time you look up, I'm riding. Got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Ride, got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
I ride, got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles
What
per
up, what
hour,
up?
so everybody sees you.
Yeah, y'all already know we finna cook today.
To the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Yeah, what you need to do right now,
2 miles per hour,
if you
so
do have any
everybody
kind
sees
of
you.
still stirring from the songs on the mixtape. Not you right here, look this way. Focus so the picture clear, Betty. Hoping that
Yeah, we definitely gonna cook today. Yeah, what up, what up, what up? When y'all come in the building, smash that like button. You know what I'm talking about? Hit the thumbs down if you got hate in your blood and I had you bite blood out your bottom lip. But we definitely gonna cook. Who we got in the building? We Sports, what's happening? Is it what it do? What it do? Amir, what's happening? Big Block in the building. Carlin Davis, what's happening with it? What it do? We definitely finna cook, so you know, come in, jump in the comments when you arrive in the building. Let me know you in the building, and we gonna cook. Yeah. Salute, man. Shout out to Big Jared Hurd, man. Jared Hurd, you know, he retired. He probably should have retired a couple years ago, but man, much respect to Jared Hurd. You know, much respect to Jared Hurd, man. He gave it all he had, but we seen he didn't have too much left in the tank. Big Jared Hurd didn't have too much left in the tank, and you know, that's a product of being set on the shelf, inactivity, and more so a product of his fighting style. A fighting style like he had, it wasn't gonna last a long time, but he got the best out of his abilities. He got the best out of his abilities. He was a unified champion. You know, I think he did good for himself outside of the sport of boxing. So, you know, him retiring, shout out to Jared Hurd, man. Oh, yeah, we definitely go cook on my boy Twan, man. My boy Antuanne put on a boxing clinic and a beatdown at the same time. He put on a boxing clinic / beatdown. It was beautiful, man. I believe that Antuanne Russell had the best performance of the night. For sure. Definitely. The dude that J-Rock fought, the young cat Tellez, I think that's I might be saying his name wrong. He showed he need more seasoning because I definitely thought that he should have got J-Rock out of there. He definitely should have got J-Rock up out of there. So he needed a little bit more seasoning. You know, they was talking about him stepping up, getting a shot at the title, at the division, but he need more work. He's still green. But yeah, y'all come in the building, smash the like button. Let me know you in the building. Share this, you know, because I don't really do live streams like that, so they don't put my notifications out like that no more at all. So share this. And we definitely gonna cook. Hey, we got a plan for Tank. We got the blueprint for Tank. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Tank over everybody. Can't none of these guys beat Tank. Tank don't need to be worried about none of these guys. Tank is in his own world. Can't none of these guys fuck with Tank. And I'm gonna continue to say it. Yeah. Can't none of these guys. We got the blueprint for Tank. Yeah, but we in the building. Dre, what it do, Dre? Dre, get him up 11. Coop in the building. Bugger Man. What's happening with it? But yeah, let's cook, man. Let's cook. I'm trying to wait for a little bit more people to get in the building before we really start cooking. Light skin business in the building. What's happening with it? What it do? Yeah. Mike C, what it do? What's happening with it? The Queen Diana in the building. Salute. Yeah, we know we finna cook tonight. We definitely finna cook tonight. Man, these tanker maniac meat mushers, man, they searching for every excuse, every narrative in the book. I done heard the wildest shit. I done heard some of the wildest shit, man, from these tanker maniacs. Well, I knew it was coming. I wanted to give them a little time before I went live. I done heard the wildest shit, man. Tank went out there. He carried Roach on purpose to help Roach out, to help Roach and his family out. He didn't want to hurt Roach, man. All type of shit, man. Tank got activated juice in his eyes, so it slowed him down. Tank had activated juice in his eyes, so it slowed him down. Hey, G Lex, what's happening with it? Hey, Amir, he a diva, bro. I've been telling everybody that. You see, anytime he go through any type of adversity, what he do? He looking for help. He's looking for the referee to help him. Get him off me. Break it up. Stop. Time out. But we gonna get into that. Like I said, let's talk about, man, these fights. I ain't gonna wait no longer. We've been on here 8 minutes. So let's get into the fights. Like I said, man, where I want to go with this, man. Where do I want to go with this? Well, you know what? I'm gonna just go straight into let's go straight into the pre-fights, the prelims, or the undercard, man, the undercard. Let's talk about Sandor Martin and Alberto Puello. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had Alberto Puello ranked high up there in the 140-pound division. I had Alberto Puello as one of those fighters that maybe could beat anybody at the 140-pound division on his best night. But Sandor Martin, man, I always thought that Sandor Martin was a good boxer, right? I never thought that Sandor Martin could get in there and kind of be gritty, right? And he proved me wrong last night. Sandor Martin went in there and man, he showed that he not only can box, he can fight. And I actually think that Alberto Puello, his style got exposed a little bit, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because when I was looking at him in that fight last night, I noticed that Alberto Puello is strictly a counterpuncher, right? He fights better when you come to him, right? When you bring the fight to him where he can pick you apart on the back foot and counter you. Sandor Martin made Alberto Puello be the aggressor. And he doesn't take the lead well, right? So Sandor Martin was actually fighting how Alberto Puello is used to fighting. Sandor Martin was on the back foot, right? He was catching Puello coming in with counters. He was tripling and quadrupling in his shots. He was throwing combinations. He don't bang that hard, but he was scoring points. He was going to the body, the head, and he was boxing well. It took Puello a while to kind of figure out Sandor Martin and realize that, okay, he's making me fight his fight, right? He's making me fight a fight that I'm not comfortable fighting. And then later on, in that fight, during like the ending second half of that fight, Puello, he kind of changed his game plan and he started making Sandor Martin be the aggressor and fighting off the back foot and countering. And man, it made for a close fight. It was a close fight. I don't have no problem with anybody that could have gave Sandor Martin a nod. I think Sandor Martin might have edged that fight out, but they gave Puello that decision, And I think one of the reasons why they gave Puello the decision is because everybody want to see that Gary Russell rematch. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about Puello and Sandor Martin. Who y'all think won? Type in the chat. Who do y'all think won that fight between Sandor Martin and Alberto Puello? What y'all think? Diana says Sandor. Yeah, I was talking to Money earlier. He said he thought Sandor Martin got robbed. PYP Boxer said he think that Puello won. You thought Puello won? Hey, Bruce Gas, what's happening with it? OG in the building. What it do? Coop say Sandor Martin. You thought Sandor Martin won? Yeah, let me get y'all picks. You said you also think it was a fight of the weekend, high level stuff. I mean, yeah, if you like, if you into, real technical boxing, I don't think it was the fight of the weekend. I definitely don't think that. But if you into high level shit, I can't argue with you. But so I think that, man, that was a close fight. I wouldn't be mad if they put a rematch on, but we know that Antuanne Russell, he want that get back. Gary want that get back, and Gary deserved to get that get back. So I think that's the fight that we're gonna see. We're gonna see Gary Antuanne and Puello run it back, and this time it's gonna be 2 belts on the line, 2 straps on the line. So that's gonna be big, man. And I'm gonna talk about Gary Antuanne Russell in a minute, but another fight that happened was Subriel Matisse. He fought over there on DAZN. I know most people nobody was talking about that Subriel Matisse fight. Most people didn't watch it because they was probably watching the Tank card. But Subriel Matisse, man, I got to watch that fight. I can't remember the dude that he fought, but Matias got a stoppage, right? Because he basically busted up the dude's eye, and it was a real nasty cut. And the opponent, they stopped it. But Matias, man, I ain't gonna lie. At one point, I thought he was him. But man, he's just too slow. Like to me, he just like his feet is in the sand. He just walked forward with a high guard. And it's just he relentless. He put relentless pressure on you, but he don't really do nothing special. Like if you can box very well, like Matias is not that difficult to beat, and I see that now. He's not that good, and he throw all straight punches. Like I don't know, he's just not. I used to be sold on him, Coop. Dundada, what's happening? I used to be sold on Matias, but after watching him more and more, he's not. See, this is the thing, man. Matchmaking in boxing is everything. People that don't understand how the boxing game works, they'll never understand that. But matchmaking in boxing is everything. And Matias has to be you got to put a certain type of opponent in front of him, and he gonna shine. He always gonna shine if you put an opponent in front of him that's gonna stand right there in the pocket and slug with him. That's when he shines. If you know how to box and you got any type of good lateral movement and footwork, you always gonna cause Matias a problem. At one point, I thought that Matias would beat Devin Haney, Teofimo, and all them guys, but now that I'm looking at Matias, he can't beat none of them guys. They're too well-rounded. They're too all-around skilled. He's not that good. That boogeyman shit with Matias is a product of what style, right? What style of opponent they continue to put in front of him. That's why he was able to shine. And I ain't gonna lie, he fooled me. Because I was just looking, I was looking on the outer surface. I wasn't looking deep into what he really was. But now that I get to really see him and look deep down and study him, he's not really that. He ain't that. He's a taller Pitbull Cruz, but he ain't as wild as Pitbull, but kind of one-dimensional. Booger Man says, I always knew Matias wasn't that good. His feet too slow, and he can't punch without his feet set. You correct. You 1,000% right, dog. Another thing, he has to have his feet set. He got to be set to punch, and his feet is slow as hell. He's like super slow. And then on defense, all he does is wait for he's in the high guard. He waits for you to throw your punches, and then he get off. Every now and then he'll try to punch in between your punches. Let me see. Dundada says all these guys in this generation are going to beat each other. We got a real chance to bring back. Nah. No, I'm not. I don't drink cognac. There ain't no cognac, dog. I don't drink cognac. Really. That's tequila. That's extra añejo tequila. That's why I look like that. But so check this out. We ain't letting you slide with that, Dundada. We ain't slide. You ain't sliding with that. All these guys are gonna beat each other now. After you seen Tank get his ass beat last night. Nah. Cause you be the main one in here on that. Oh man, Tank gonna do this and Tank gonna do that and Tank this and Tank that. Now you want to change your tune to all these guys want to beat each other. Nah, you was one of the ones. Ain't nobody beating Tank. Tank over everybody. Don't know. Nah. So we gonna come back to you later when we get on that subject. But I ain't gonna let you slide in here with that shit. Hey, you ain't gonna let you slide with that shit, Dundada. But yeah, let's move on, man. Let's talk about my guy, Gary Antuanne Russell, man. For those who don't know, Gary Russell, Gary Antuanne, those are my favorite fighters. Two of my favorite fighters, for sure. Huge fans of the Russells, always been in. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought that Gary Antuanne Russell, and Rayo would be kind of a pick'em fight. I did edge Gary Russell, right? I gave the edge to Gary Russell to win a close fight. I thought he was, I knew that Gary Russell had the power to knock out Rayo, but I knew Rayo had power too. I didn't see Gary getting stopped, but I did give Rayo a chance to beat Gary on the scorecards. I gave Gary a chance to knock out Rayo, right? But I thought it was going to be a close fight that I gave Gary Russell, that I had Gary Russell edging either by, a tough fight that ended in a knockout or just, a close decision, right? I was wrong, man. Gary Antuanne Russell showed that it's levels to his game. And I think that L that he took was the best thing that happened to his career. Now, before we get into the fight, right, let's talk about why he took that L to Alberto Puello, or, maybe the reasons behind him taking the L to Alberto Puello. Remember, Gary Antuanne Russell, when he fought Alberto Puello, I think he probably had fought one or two rounds of boxing in over 2 years. Remember, he was out for a long time. Then he got that what's that? Kent, what's the dude? Kent Cruz or whatever. He got that fight, and I think that was a first round stoppage, right? Then he set out a long ass time, and then he got that Puello fight, right? His dad had died, and he had went through all types of things, leading up to that. And I think the reason why he was off in that fight, because he was doing a lot of shit in that Puello fight that was the reason why he lost. He was falling in, getting caught with counters. He was smothering his punches. And he said he wasn't listening to what his brother was telling him in the corner, right? But I think a lot of the shit was he wasn't as sharp as we seen him last night. He wasn't that sharp when he fought Puello because of the layoff. He had a long layoff. He was going through a lot of personal issues with his pops dying and, just a lot of losses in the family, and that can affect your mental. Plus, a long layoff can affect how sharp you are. To me, he wasn't that sharp in that Alberto Puello fight. But Gary promised that you was going to see a different Gary Russell. He promised that he wasn't going to deviate from the game plan like he did with Puello, and that he was going to see a domination. And he took offense to Rayo saying that he wasn't really nothing special. He took offense to that. And, man, Gary went in there, and like I said, I'm a huge Gary Antuanne Russell fan. He went in there and put on a beatdown and a boxing lesson, a boxing clinic on Rayo ass. He put it on Rayo. He shut him out. Rayo didn't win one round in that whole entire fight. Who saw that coming? Anybody that's going to be honest did not see Rayo getting shut out 12-0. That was crazy. Gary Russell showed that he on a whole nother level. And he put everybody in that 140-pound division on notice. He ain't nobody to be fucked with. Real talk. Gary Antuanne Russell, look, man, Rayo's a hell of a fighter. Salute to Rayo, man. I'm still a Rayo fan. Rayo's a hell of a fighter, but Gary Antuanne Russell showed that it's levels, and he on a whole different level. Straight up and down. I heard people trying to make excuses saying Rayo just fought the wrong fight. Nah. Whatever fight Rayo tried to fight, it didn't work. He was trying to box with Gary Antuanne. That shit didn't work. He was getting beat. He was getting the shit beat out of him. He was trying to bang with Gary Antuanne. That shit didn't work. Gary was faster. He was stronger. He was more athletic. He was smarter. He showed a smarter ring IQ. He was just better in every area than Rayo. And man, he showed it. D Free, what's happening with it? Salute. Big Dog said he picked Rayo, and he said, man, I was wrong. Yeah, man. They put a whooping on Rayo, man. And Gary Antuanne Russell, like I said, he is a problem, like I always thought he was, and he just solidified that even more last night. He solidified that even more last night, and man, I'm proud of Gary Antuanne Russell, man, because that man was held down over there. Over there at PBC. Let's just keep it real, and I talked about this years ago, right? When Gary Antuanne Russell was coming up, I said, man, they got guys like Gary Antuanne Russell that got all the talent in the world, and they sitting him on the shelf. They got him fighting once every a year and a half, once every 2 years sometime. Like, man, they was doing Gary Antuanne Russell wrong over there on the PBC for a long time. And I had a problem with that. But they finally gave him, his shot when he fought Puello. Didn't go right for him, and they gave him another shot, man, and he made sure he was gonna fix it, He made sure he was gonna fix it. And did he fix it? Did he show that he is on another level? In that 140-pound division, knock, we here. So yeah, man. I'm glad to see that, man. I just didn't know that he was gonna put on a clinic like that. He said he was. I didn't know he was gonna put on a clinic like that. Yeah, Gary blew him out the water, Coop. Big Dog Willie in the building. What's happening with it? He say, salute ETB Tanker Maniacs, making all type of excuses. Oh, man, we knew that, though. They searching, man. They searching for answers. God, why, God? Why? They searching for answers, dog. JB Sports says Russell Puello rematch unification should be next on PBC in-house fight, as Russell can take a voluntary next before his mandatory versus Dalton Smith. I'm not too familiar with Dalton Smith, but don't nobody want to see that. All the smoke at 140. Who in here want to see Gary Antuanne Russell fight Dalton Smith? It's smoke at 140. Gary Antuanne Russell has been held down for too long. We don't want that, man. We want to see Gary Antuanne Russell in big fights. Get that Puello rematch and get him out the way, and then it's up from there. You know what I'm saying? It's up from there. Look how stacked 140 is. I don't want to. I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do with your mandatory. You got to do what you got to do with your mandatory. But yeah, I agree, Dundada. We want the Isaac Pitbull Cruzes. We want the motherfucking Richard Hitchinsons. We want the Teofimo Lopez's. We want the big fights. You know what I'm saying? We want the big fights. We don't want to see Gary Russell held down no more. It's his time. Real talk. But I can't wait to see what Gary Antuanne does next. We definitely going to be on the lookout for that. And congratulations once again to my dog, Gary Antuanne, man. So, here we go. Before I get on tanking Lamont Roach, let's address something, right? Let's address something. For everybody in the building, hit the like button. Smash on the like button. Smash the like button. It's free. It don't cost y'all nothing. Smash on the like, y'all. Because we got to address something. We got to address some shit, right? Lying ass tankomaniacs, right? And see, they don't want to see the lying ass tank. You know the tankomaniacs that usually be in the chat talking about tank this and tank that and tank this. Look in the chat right now. They ain't here. They ain't here right now. They ain't here. They ain't here over here fucking with Mr. Bite Blood out your bottom lip tonight. They hide. And if they is in here somewhere, they real quiet. But let's address some shit. Because they ran around for months and months talking about that Gervonta Davis sent Shakur Stevenson a contract. You heard Steven Espinoza. They sent him a contract and Shakur turned it down. They sent the contract and Shakur turned it down. That's what they was all saying. All the Gervonta Davis meat mushing channels. Y'all know who they y'all know who the channels is. And I'm saying the channels first because that's where all Gervonta Davis meat mushers get their narratives and lies from. They sit around on these tank-based channels, right? And they get all their lies and narratives from the narrators. You know what I'm saying? They get all their lies and narratives from the narrators, and then they come back to other channels and spread that shit and jump on X and all the social media and spread these lies. Now, for the longest time, he sent Shakur a contract. They did. Shakur turned it down. Shakur turned down the contract. He don't want to fight Tank. So, when Steven Espinoza recently got pressed on that shit, right? Because see, this is the thing. All it takes is for journalists or so-called journalists to do their jobs. A lot of these niggas don't want to do their jobs when it comes to Tank. I know that everybody sees that, whether you want to admit it or not. These so-called journalists, they be pussyfooting when it comes to Tank, right? They want to cater to Tank. They want to run with anything that Tank and his people say, right? And a lot of times they don't want to ask the right questions. All it takes is to get the right questions and asked to get the answers. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. Now, let's listen to this, y'all. Let's listen to this. Hold on. Let me cut the music down for this one. Let's listen to this. Hold on.
So, speaking of Shakur, he said that you lied about sending him the contract. What do you have to say about that?
No, there was never a contract. I never said there was a contract. No, there was never a contract. I never said there was a contract.
Okay.
Yeah. There was some very preliminary discussions, with PBC, but they didn't go very far because the reality, never went anywhere near a contract. Reality, never went anywhere.
Say it again.
So,
hold on. Now, let's break that down what Steven Espinoza said. Because y'all called Shakur Stevenson a duck. Y'all said that Tank wanted to fight him and Tank sent him a contract. All them lies, right? Now, let's break down what Steven Espinoza said. Because Steven Espinoza is the same one that tried to insinuate before, when he got on the mic, that Shakur Stevenson turned down a contract, right? He didn't really say that, but he tried to insinuate it. And then everybody ran and said, oh, Shakur was, Tank said it, right? Coach Kenny was the first one that came out and said that Shakur turned down the contract. He got a contract and Shakur turned it down. And all y'all ran with that fucking lie. You knew it was a lie, but you still ran with it, right? Now let's break down what Steven Espinoza says. Now, Steven Espinoza, he's an intelligent man, so he's going to use certain type of wordplay that he know that dummies are not going to pick up on, right? Now, he says, well, there was very, very small preliminary talks. This is the wording that he used. He said, no, it was never a contract, nothing never close to get into a contract. There was very, very small preliminary talks, right? Now, what does that mean? What does he mean by when he says, well, there were very early, small preliminary talks? It didn't really get too far. Well, what that means is exactly what Shakur Stevenson told you. Shakur Stevenson said that they contacted me. They asked us, was we interested in fighting Gervonta Davis? We told them, absolutely, send the offer over. He said, after that, we didn't hear nothing else back from Gervonta Davis's team. We didn't hear nothing else. Shakur wasn't the only one that said that. Edwin De Los Santos' team said the same exact thing. They said they were also contacted. They were asked, are you interested in fighting Gervonta Davis? They said, absolutely we are. Yeah, we want that fight. We'll take that fight. They said they was waiting. They didn't hear nothing else back from Gervonta Davis's team. Now, Steven Espinoza just confirmed everything that Shakur Stevenson told y'all. It was never a contract, never got close to none of that. Let's listen to what he said again so I don't misquote him.
About sending him the contract. What do you have to say about that?
No, there was never a contract. I never said there was a contract. There was never a contract. I never said there was a contract.
Okay.
Yeah. There were some preliminary discussions, with PBC, but they didn't go very far because the reality never went anywhere near a contract.
Very preliminary discussions with PBC, just like Shakur said. They hit us up, asked us was we interested. We said yes, send over an offer. We never heard nothing else from them. Steven Espinoza just confirmed that. So you ain't gonna hear none of these Gervonta Davis meat mushing channels bring up that video, because you know what they doing with everybody that puts up that video? They getting it taken down. Everybody that put up that video, they trying to get it removed. Everybody that I've talked to, except for me, that put up that video, they getting it removed. They getting it taken down, giving them strikes and shit. I wonder why. I wonder why none of these Gervonta Davis meat mushing channels have come out and said, well, you know what? We was wrong. We was wrong when we said the contract was sent, because you know why? They know it was never no contract. They knew that in the first place. They just wanted a narrative to run with. They don't give a fuck if they lie. They don't have no type of integrity. Everything is based on making one fighter look a certain type of way and making Tank look like he's invincible. When the truth is, Tank don't want to fight none of these guys. Tank was supposed to call out somebody last night. Tank was supposed to call out somebody last night. And you know who he said he was going to call out? His exact words was, he was in my locker room. They said, who? Was it Shakur Stevenson? Because for those who don't know, Shakur was at the fight. Y'all didn't know. A lot of people didn't know Shakur was at the fight last night because they ain't put the camera on him. They didn't mention him. I wonder why. I wonder why Shakur came all the way to a PBC event for a Tank fight. They was begging and pleading him, show up to the Tank fight. Go to New York if you like that. He showed up to the Tank fight. They ain't put the camera on him, didn't mention him. But they want him to fight Shakur? Yeah. They don't want that fight. That's exactly why they ain't put the camera on him. But Gervonta Davis says, the person I was going to call out was in my locker room. They asked, who? Was it Shakur Stevenson? He said, hell no. Shakur wasn't in my locker room. Who was in his locker room? Jake Paul was in his locker room. So you mean to tell me that all you meat mushing ass niggas was hyped up? Talking about he gonna call out Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis. He gonna call out Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis. Watch. Tank gonna call. Just watch. Tank gonna get all them niggas. Tank gonna call out Shakur or Keyshawn. You had the Gervonta Davis meat mushing channels, and I wish one of them niggas would come over here because I'll grill each and every one of them niggas, right? You had them running around with all these narratives, and I kept saying, Tank ain't gonna call out no fucking Shakur or Keyshawn. Tank did interview after interview telling y'all why should they fight, telling y'all why he shouldn't fight them. They don't deserve a fight. They ass, they this, they that. I continue to tell y'all, he ain't finna call out no Shakur or Keyshawn. And who this man, he didn't call out nobody, but who was he prepared to call out? Jake Paul. This man was going to call out Jake Paul. And y'all actually still making videos, narratives for him, thinking that he really want to fight somebody. But with all that being said, let's get into what everybody want to talk about since we got the air cleared with that. Yeah, Diana. Hey, we sick of their ass. So let's get to what everybody wants to talk about. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Lamont Roach. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give Lamont Roach a chance. I really didn't give Lamont Roach a chance to beat Gervonta Davis. So I'm not gonna come up here and lie to y'all and act like, oh man, I told y'all, because I didn't tell y'all. I actually thought that Lamont Roach was gonna go out in rounds 7 through 9. That's what I thought. Thought Tank was gonna get him out of there and round 7 through 9. But one thing I did say about Lamont Roach, I said that I didn't really think that he was as good as Frank Martin, who Gervonta fought last, but I thought that his ring IQ was much higher than Frank Martin's, right? I think we all seen that at a certain point in that fight, when Tank really started putting his offense together, impressing Frank Martin, Frank was lost. He didn't know what to do. He was circling to the same side the whole fight. He just was lost. And part of that was his ring IQ was very low. The other part is Frank Martin was terrified. So when you terrified, you can't even think. I'm not even gonna say that Frank Martin's ring IQ is low. I'm not gonna shit on him like that. I'm gonna say that him being so scared, he was so scared, it made his ring IQ low, right? It made his ring IQ low because he was so terrified, so he couldn't think, right? He couldn't think. So that's what made his ring IQ lower than it actually is. And I knew that Lamont Roach wasn't going to get in that predicament, right? I didn't see in Lamont Roach that he was just going to get in there and just be terrified to where he just kind of, shelled up and all train of thought went out, right? But I did think that Lamont Roach was a slow starter, which he is, right? And I thought that Lamont Roach's downfall was going to be his fighting style. Now, I told y'all that Lamont Roach, he's a fighter that he pretty much is stand in the pocket and he try to pick off your shots, right? He try to pick off your shots, parry the shots, and then he gonna trade with you. And I thought that would be the main reason why Tank put him to sleep, trying to pick off Tank shots, catching shots, with his arms and, rolling with them and shit like that, and then firing back on you, standing in the pocket. I thought that would be the reason that Lamont Roach, get put to sleep, but I was wrong. Most of everybody was wrong with this one because Lamont Roach also showed what I've been saying about Shakur Stevenson. I mean, not about Shakur Stevenson, about Gervonta Davis for years, right? Gervonta Davis has been a product of matchmaking. Yeah, Gervonta Davis is a hell of a fighter. I'm not going to shit on him and say, oh, well, he lost because he lost that fight last night. We're going to get into that. I'm not going to shit on him and say, well, Lamont Roach beat him, so, he ain't shit. He ain't shit, and I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to do what all of these other, fake-ass Gervonta Davis meat mushers be doing when it comes to other fighters, like Shakur Stevenson and just everybody, right? Anybody that got a problem with Tank, they going to find a way to shit on him. I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah, we going to get on Tank helmet, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to still keep it real with y'all. So, Tank, I've always said that he's been a product of really precise, careful matchmaking, right? And he's been promoted to casual fans. He's brought a lot of fans into boxing because he got the rappers behind him. He got the entertainment world behind him, right? He was able to get that push from Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather gave him the perfect live, right? You're going to get all of my fan base that I had, plus AB's fan base, plus Errol Spence's fan base, right? He was getting lobs from everybody, right? Because when he came in the game, and then Floyd put him on the undercard of one of the biggest boxing events in history, Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. He made him the co-main event. So he was just getting lobs his whole career, and he got to, get promoted like that. So he's a product of great promotion and very careful matchmaking, the blueprint for Tank. They told y'all, we got a blueprint for Tank. We got a plan for Tank. And for years and years, we sat back and we watched the blueprint and the plan for Tank, and everybody started wondering, well, why Tank ain't fighting him, and why Tank ain't fighting him, and why Tank ain't fighting him, right? The real boxing fans wondering why. Y'all blamed it on Floyd Mayweather. They blamed it on Leonard Ellaby. They blamed it on everybody. They blamed it on the sides of the streets. And the only finger that they didn't point to is Gervonta Davis himself. So when it wasn't no more Floyd to blame it on, no more Leonard Ellaby, and we seen that Tank was still moving the same exact way, who you gonna blame it on? Who you gonna blame it on, right? One thing that we've always seen is Gervonta Davis get put in the ring with fighters that are not defensively responsible. They're not well-rounded, right? If he is put in the ring with somebody that's dangerous, let's say somebody that's bigger than him, right? As a Mario Barrios, when he moved up in weight drain him. Make sure he ain't strong. Make sure he's weak. You weight drain somebody, they always going to be weak to the body, right? Make sure you got the upper hand on them. Make sure you handicap them. Ryan Garcia, you heard Gervonta Davis out of his own mouth told y'all that he was nervous as hell because he kept hearing about how hard Ryan Garcia punched, how fast he is. So what he do? Not only are we going to make him come down and fight at a weight that he ain't fought at in over 2 years. We know Ryan Garcia got big as fuck, right? Ryan Garcia is a big dude. Easily can walk around at 200 pounds. We didn't seen him walk around at 200 before, right? So we gonna make him go all the way down to weight that he ain't fought at in over 2 years. And that ain't all. We gonna make sure that he can't rehydrate. We gonna make sure we put a rehydration clause on him too, so he can't rehydrate. Ryan Garcia got in that ring that night versus Gervonta Davis, fully handicapped, broken rib. Gervonta Davis admitted that he knew that he had a mole in Ryan Garcia's camp that, you know what I'm saying, broke his rib. So we know he had a broken rib. And the man looked like he came straight from Ethiopia in that fight. Ribs popping out, bones in his face popping out. Ryan Garcia looked like he looked sick in that fight with Gervonta Davis. So we gonna handicap him. We gonna make sure he ain't nowhere near at full capacity. Why is he doing that? Right? Why is he, if this man is everything y'all say he is, why is he doing all these things? Always got to make sure he get an edge, right? Now, if he not doing that, he fighting fighters that they know ain't nowhere near on his level. Rolly Romero, Hector Luis Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz, Frank Martin. I mean, come on now. And now you finally got Lamont Roach. And, you know, honestly, everybody thought Lamont Roach was another one of these guys that I'm talking about. But you know what was different from Lamont Roach? For one, he didn't let Gervonta Davis get into his head. He didn't let Tank Davis intimidate him. Tank wins a lot of these fights before he get in the ring with him because he's a bully. Tank is a certified bully. And bullies don't like when they can't bully you. When a bully can't bully you, then you start to see their true colors come out. That's when you start to see the true man in the bully, right? And we saw that last night. I've seen it before in Gervonta Davis. I've seen it with Rolly. When Rolly was pressing him, he got to holding and complaining to the referee and calling for help. So this ain't the first time we seen Tank do shit like that, right? But this is the first time we seen Tank in the ring with somebody that wasn't going to be bullied, that had the ring IQ to stick with Tank and was going to stay defensively responsible. Tank Davis gets knockouts because he fights fighters that are not defensively responsible, right? That's usually going to take his bait and get caught with something that they don't see coming, right? And we've seen Lamont Roach get caught with shots, but he never got caught with a shot that he didn't see coming because he stayed defensively responsible. He stayed on Gervonta Davis's ass the whole fight. Anytime Tank threw some shit, he had two more coming back at Tank. Anytime Tank threw some shit, he had two more coming back at Tank. And we seen when Tank had to go through adversity, the first thing he was doing is he was crashing out. He was panicking, calling the referee for help. He tried to bite Lamont Roach. Ain't nobody even talking about that. The man tried to bite Lamont Roach. Right? He panicking. He calling for help. He biting. He trying to put Lamont Roach in the headlock. Every time Lamont Roach start getting off on him on the inside, he get to crying and shit to the referee, trying to get the referee to stop it. At one point, Lamont Roach hit Gervonta Davis with a clean body shot, nowhere near a low blow. Tank Davis stops, tells the referee to give him a warning and tell him something. Now, mind you, the referee didn't even see the low blow. I mean, well, it wasn't a low blow. The referee didn't call it a low blow. He didn't see nothing because it wasn't nothing to see or with nothing to say. But Tank had to hold the referee and the judges in the palm of his hands, right? So bad that the referee stopped the fight, warned Lamont Roach because Tank told him to. When have you ever seen some shit like that? Like, you can't make this up. And then it gets worse. Wait, it gets worse. And then it gets worse. It gets worse. When have you ever seen a man get hit with a 2-piece and a biscuit? He got hit with a left. Well, he got hit with a right hook and a left jab, dead in his eyeballs. Gervonta Davis stepped back, took a knee, and the ref didn't call her. The ref started counting, then stopped the count because Gervonta Davis told him to stop the count. They let Gervonta Davis's trainer throw a ring in the towel. They let Tank Davis take the towel, wipe his face off. Then he talked to him and say, "Oh, well, man, when you take a knee, you got to let me know because I didn't know because it looked like a knockdown. So, man, you know, when it looked like a knockdown to everybody when you take a knee. But it's all right, Tank. You allowed to do that. Just let me know when you're going to do that ahead of time and you know, so I could be prepared." Talk to him and then let him continue fighting with no penalty, no knockdown, no nothing. When have you ever seen that shit happen in the history of boxing? You ain't. But you know what? Wait, hold on. Diana. Hold on, Diana. Ain't Gervonta Davis the same man that was just doing interviews talking about that he can't get a fair shake over there fighting on the turkey card? He'll never fight over there because they ain't going to give him a fair shake. That he know if the fight goes to a decision versus Devin Haney, they ain't going to give him a decision. Wasn't he the same one talking about, "Oh, man, that whole turkey shit, man, it looked like some devil shit over there, man. Like what I tell y'all, man, look at Turkey. Look at Turkey, man. He looked like he had everything fixed." Wasn't he the same man that was just saying this shit? So can't nobody in the entire world tell me that they didn't have that all of that shit fixed for Gervonta Davis. The thing is, they were panicking because they weren't expecting Lamont Roach to come like he came. So they had to think of shit on the fly. Damn, we weren't expecting Lamont Roach to come like this. So we got to think of shit on the fly. We got to think of shit on the fly. I mean, Rise Podcast, if this is, I don't even know if that's the Rise Podcast, we can see. But ain't no hate, nigga. You gonna take this for real. I don't care if it's the Rise Podcast or what podcast it is. It ain't no hate. Tank Davis got his ass beat last night. You know it, he know it, and everybody else know it. Hold on. I don't think that was the Rise Podcast anyway. But man, y'all got to get the likes up. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all smash the like button. Val, what's happening with it? Salute. Hold on. Whoever this is, say, "You hate way too much, dude. Tank did not lose the fight last night. I can't wait to slap the shit." There ain't no Rise Podcast, and I'll beat your motherfucking ass. For real. This nigga just made his channel right now. Hey, this how fake motherfuckers be, right? These Gervonta Davis meat mushing trolls, right? This dude then made an account, and don't disrespect the Rise Podcast like that, right? This dude then made an account, right? Made a fake Rise Podcast account, coming on here talking about what he gonna do. And I look up the thing, right? They just made the channel today. Right? Look at this shit. Look at this shit, y'all. Hold on. Channel was created today. Let me see. Focus. The channel was created today. Motherfucker in here talking about I'm the Rise podcast. Disrespecting, right? Get this clown up out of here. Get this fucking clown up out of here. Tank Davis got his ass beaten. You gonna bite blood out your bottom lip, and you gonna look at this shit from the background now. Now your ass gonna listen in the background, and we gonna cook him. Now your ass gonna listen from the background. What type of motherfucker fake to like? These the type of Gervonta Davis meat mushers. You can't come in as your own self. You got to make a fake account to troll and talk about what you gonna do to somebody. Come on, man. Hey, you can't make this shit up. But back to what I was. Let me read this super chat. My man Dre hit me up. Dre hit him up. What's happening with it? He says, if you look at a pic going around on social media, his eyes were even closed on the pic. The natural reaction is to have your eyes closed if they burning. And shit was burning. I didn't look at the picture. I looked at the picture of him getting hit with that fucking 2-piece. I seen him get hit with that 2-piece in his motherfucking eyes. That's what I looked at. That's what I seen. Him getting hit with that 2-piece. Matter of fact, I might can load it. You know what? I got the video right here. Let me send the video. And let's load the video up of him getting hit with that 2-piece. Let me see. Y'all bear with me because we gonna load the video up of him getting hit with that 2-piece and the biscuit. And calling time. Mommy! He was calling for mommy. You know when you little and shit, and you get to beating the kid up and they get to calling for mommy and calling timeout. Mommy, help, mommy. That nigga was calling for his mommy. He was looking around for timeout and he took a knee. Boy, what? Hey, he was trying. Hey, he was like, man, hold on. This ain't supposed to be happening to me. He didn't know what to do. Hold on. Let me see. Boy got hit with that 2-piece and the biscuit. Called timeout. I got the footage right here. Hold on. I got the video right here. Let me load this video up. Hey, right about now, motherfucking knockout, goddamn boxing ego, my man KQKC, motherfucking my man for none. They all searching. They searching, man. They searching for material excuses. They trying to come up with something, man. They trying to find out, man. We thought Gervonta Davis was our God. Why? Why, God? Why did y'all let this happen to Tank Davis? Hey, man, they searching. They searching for new narratives, all type of shit. Man, they searching. Man, these tank channels are searching right now. Hold on, I'm trying to load this so I can put this video up so we can see the actual footage that I'm talking about with Gervonta Davis getting hit with that two-piece when y'all try. Oh man, he had activated grease in his eye. Man, that's what happened when you have activated grease in your eye, man. He should, man, man, the referee got to call timeout when you get activated grease in your eye. Hey, what that boy said, I got activated grease in my eye, and I didn't know the Tank talking about he didn't know the rules. He thought when you get activated grease in your eye, like, you know, he was burning, so he thought he was supposed to be able to, you know, call timeout and take a knee, and that was perfectly legal. Oh shit. Hold on, man. Let me load this video. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to, man, let me get this shit. I'm gonna get it. Hold on. This shit ain't loading up. Here we go. Here we go. Uh-oh. It's loading. Here we go. Here we go. Blunt Sports, what's good? Yeah, we loading that video now. Yeah. Here we go.
Counter right, nice right uppercut. Roach taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his.
It's got to be a knock. What is happening?
Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. You take a knee like that looks like a knockdown. All right?
This ref was incompetent. Damn DEI referee.
But Davis took off. Oh, and that right, but Davis
It was actually the left that hit Tank right in the eye that caused the knockdown.
Stop. Hold on. Time out.
Looks like it starts bleeding, but that's a tattoo. Tank went down
Right in
from
the
the punch.
eye.
Some of the steam of the
Hold on. Let's run that back, man. Let's run. He got hit with that toothpiece. It caused.
counter right, nice right uppercut. Roach taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he
That boy
doing?
got hit with that
He forgot
toothpiece.
his.
Called the timeout.
It's got to be a knock. What is happening?
Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. You take a knee like that looks like a knockdown. All right?
This ref was incompetent. Damn DEI
But
referee.
Davis took off. Oh, and that right, but Davis
It was
took
actually the
off
left that hit
some
Tank
of
right in the eye that caused the knockdown.
knockdown.
Now, we all saw it. He got, like I said, he got hit with that two-piece. The nigga called the timeout. He was searching for answers. He ain't built like that. he ain't. Oh man, that gorilla killer from Baltimore. Yeah. Everybody was informed. If Gervonta Davis has to go through any type of adversity, y'all make sure that y'all there to save him. Y'all make sure that y'all right there to save him. We can't let Tank lose. He's the cash cow over here. He all we got left at PBC. He's all we got left at PBC. We got to make sure that he don't lose. Well, David Benavidez might go over there and F with Turkey. David Benavidez got to go F with Turkey in order to get big fights. We all Tank is all we got. Make sure you protect Gervonta Davis at all costs. And then he looked at the ref like, hold on. You see this nigga hit me with that two-piece, you ain't gonna save me. You supposed to break it up. They gave you instructions before this fight started that anytime you see me getting caught clean, you got to come break it up. If I give you that wink, that means that you're supposed to come get in between us and break it up. The nigga was crying and complaining the whole night, right? And Gervonta Davis was hitting with low blows. You ain't hear Lamont complaining. He was hitting. He tried to bite Lamont Roach. You ain't hear Lamont complaining. He tried to he hit Lamont Roach with that shoulder in the inside. You ain't hear Lamont complaining. And see, anytime Gervonta Davis went through any type of adversity, what did you see him doing? Looking to the referee. You know that's the face that Tank make. You know what I'm saying? When he won't help. Get him off of me. He not built like that. I've been telling y'all he wasn't built like that. Robert say Gervonta looks spectacular against Mexican fighters, but fighters like Shakur, Roach, etc., he can't get off on them. If he fights in spurts, if he can't get off on you, right? Because that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to overwhelm you with the spurts that he fight in, but also what he does is he fights very patiently, right? And most fighters, they like, okay, well, he's not taking control. He's on the back foot, so I'm gonna rush him. And he's patient. He's waiting for you to do that. Then when he can't do that, he tries to get in your head. You see, last night he was trying to get into Lamont Roach's head. He was doing, illegal tactics to try to piss Lamont Roach off. He was talking shit to Lamont Roach, trying to get in. Lamont Roach was talking back and forth to him. But what Gervonta Davis was doing, and Tank is a very smart fighter. And this is part of why Tank's IQ is so smart and why he get these other guys that are not seasoned in those areas, why he get them to open up like that. And I seen exactly what he was doing last night, right? Part of the time he was trying to do shit to get Lamont Roach to lose his cool, right? And to go after him and, not stay disciplined. Then when that didn't work, he started talking to Lamont Roach, right? He was talking to Lamont Roach, saying what he was saying, trying to get in his head and trying to get Lamont off of his game. Lamont stayed honest the whole fight. He didn't let that shit that Tank was trying to do affect him. Because usually that shit works for Gervonta Davis. It works. Didn't work with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach was like this. They was prepared for Tank's tactics. They was prepared for that shit, man. And I take my hat off to Lamont, right? I still don't think that Lamont is a great fighter. I might be wrong. He might prove me wrong in the future, but I still feel how I've always felt, that Gervonta Davis ain't what people was trying to make him out to be. He's not what people was trying to make him out to be. I've seen Gervonta Davis display lackluster defense time and time again. Motherfuckers try to tell you that Tank got the best chin in the world. And I'm like, okay, who you seen that could really punch, just hit Gervonta Davis with some solid shit? You ain't never seen that. You seen Rolly hit him with a grazing shot, and you seen Tank get the running and holding. You seen Ryan Garcia hit him with a grazing shot, and you seen Tank holding on for dear life. So how you telling me this nigga got one of the best chins in boxing? This is the narrative, the hype, the lies that they build up for Tank to the casuals that run boxing now. The casuals run boxing, and they run with these narratives because they don't know shit about boxing. Telling you that Gervonta Davis at 135 was better than that was better than Pretty Boy Floyd. Like, man, this and all of that shit got exposed by Lamont Roach. But it only took Lamont Roach, a fighter that wasn't going to let Gervonta Davis intimidate him, a fighter that wasn't going to back down, a fighter that had a high IQ. That's all it took to expose all of these fake ass narratives that I've been preaching to people for years that they was displaying when it came to when it came to Gervonta Davis. Oh man, can't nobody, man. Y'all wanted to, and you see, I'm gonna drop a link. You know what? I'm gonna drop a link. Cause I wish one of these Gervonta Davis meat mushers would come up here. Let me drop this link, because you see they searching for answers now, right? Oh man, Tank just did that. Tank carried Lamont Roach, man. He just did that because he wanted to help Lamont Roach and his family out. Oh man, Tank, man, Tank had activated juice in his eye the whole fight, man. If you tried to fight with activated juice, man, it's gonna affect you. Come on, man. What else I heard, man? Man, Tank didn't know what round it was. The only reason Tank didn't stop Lamont Roach because he didn't know what round it was. It's this shit is just it's sickening. Diana Queen in the building. She says, keep getting it in. The truth blesses. Appreciate you. Always showing love and support. You already know I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And A1 Hoop said, A1 Hoop Zone say, ATB, you gonna be a wanted man talking like this. See the difference from me and these other niggas, and it's a few that keep it a buck when it comes to Tank. A lot of these dudes is afraid to keep it a buck when it comes to Gervonta Davis, right? They watch their words because they scared of his fan base. Man, fuck his fan base. For real. Fuck his fans. His fans is the worst fans in boxing. Straight up. They make excuses for him not to fight these other fighters. They don't want to see him fight nobody. They make excuses for him. They lie. All they do is lie and make up shit. Fuck his fan base. Straight up and down. I don't need to do what and see. I would see if I really got to talking that shit, I'll start calling out some of these channels that they switch to pro Gervonta Davis because they see that, I'm gonna get a lot of views if I ride for Tank, if I make narratives for Tank. Y'all see that shit just like I do. Y'all see that shit just like I do. What's happening with it, Val?
What's up, man? Hey, man, you dead on it, man. Because a lot of them niggas is acting like they're afraid of Tank around here. They get a nigga a pass on everything. I'm tired of all that corny ass shit. Mill City boxing. He let people come on there and just praise Tank, put all other fighters down like ain't nobody else in the fight game but Tank Davis. You know,
I fuck with Mill City. I fuck with Mill City. When I was talking, Mill City wasn't one of the people I was talking about. So I want to clear that up on my end. I wasn't talking about Mill City. Now, if we name some of the ones, I'll tell you, yeah, I'm talking about them. But I wasn't talking about Mill City because I think that Mill pretty much let anybody come up there and say what they're gonna say. Mill ride with Mill is pretty much I think that Mill is neutral. Now, I do think that Mill need to some of that shit that Kenny be saying, and he know that Kenny be
that's
on
what
some
I'm
bullshit.
talking about.
He need to intervene and say some shit, but pretty much
Mill
is pretty much neutral. He
just sit back and let them just do their thing. KO boxing, same way.
Yeah,
like
he's the
Tank,
Gervonta Davis meat musher all the way.
all the way.
Rich Porter, I need to see you. It's dark back there. I need to see you. I need to see who you is because I ain't never had you up here before. I can't let you up here with no black light. we ain't finna. I need to see your face. You need to turn the light on real quick in the background so I can see who you is. Okay, I got you. Bet. I had to make sure I don't want nobody pulling out no ding-a-lang or nothing in the motherfucker. Needs to be doing crazy shit.
Yeah, they be doing that weird shit.
They be doing weird shit.
I was gonna say keep cooking, man. I'm glad last night happened for boxing because you can bring some of these dick eaters back down to earth. And if you don't want to name them, I name them for Southpaw TV, KO,
especially Southpaw TV.
Man, all them niggas is clowns, bro. They straight up clowns. They be pushing this bullshit, knowing dude is on some straight killing boxing shit, bro. Why ain't you fighting the best? And you talking about he easy.
That's
work.
right.
He easy work. Shakur easy work. Every easy work, but Lamont Roach the fucking boogeyman. Now they finna start hyping Lamont Roach up as Lamont Roach was a good fighter. No, he not. He a C-level fighter that exposed Tank Davis. Period, point blank.
I ain't gonna call Lamont Roach a C-level fighter. Like to me, right? To me, man, I look at the character of the person also, right? Like Lamont Roach is like Lamont Roach is a solid. He's solid, like as a man, right? Like his
He not
character is
scared of
solid
Tank.
all the way
He not
around, right?
scared. Yeah, he not
Yeah,
scared
he's
of Tank.
solid. Yeah, right. He's a solid human being all the way around, so he's solid.
Right.
So to me, automatically that's gonna make him a better fighter in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's solid, man. He's a solid character, right?
That's right.
He don't put on no facade. He not fake. And to me, that's automatically gonna make him a better fighter in the ring. I don't think that Lamont Roach is special in any area, but I think that he has a special ring IQ, right? And he displayed that. As far as the physical attributes, I don't think that he's special in any area, but he's good in all areas, right? It ain't no area to where like where Tank, right? Where you see Tank, right? You say, okay, he's special. He got a special type of speed, right? He got a special type of athleticism, right? So you can look at him and tell, like you look at a Shakur. He got next level defense. He's special. He got next level punch precision when he let his hands go. He's special in those areas. You look at Keyshawn Davis, you can say the same thing. You could point out areas that he's special in. Right. I don't see those areas in Lamont Roach except for his ring IQ, right? But I see areas in Lamont Roach to where I say he's good in, right? But you notice that Gervonta Davis, he's been fed a diet his whole career. So all it needed, in what displayed last night is all you needed was somebody that wasn't gonna be afraid and that was good in the areas that they needed to be good in to get with him.
You said
it. And what you saw last night is you saw Gervonta Davis, he froze up because he like, okay, I didn't put it on him because he fight in spurts. I didn't do what I had to do, but anytime I do something, right, he doing shit right back. Now I don't know what to do. Now I need answers. Is y'all gonna help me? I don't know what to do now.
And see, that's what I was trying to tell motherfuckers last night. I'm like, see, y'all was hyping him up, talking about Tank got this bag, he got this deep bag. Why he didn't dig in that bag once he didn't have a plan B? He couldn't fight off the back foot. He threw everything that he could at Lamont Roach. Lamont was catching that shit, and Tank didn't have no plan B. Where this deep bag get that this man's supposed to have gotten? I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. If Lamont Roach was a Keyshawn Davis or Shakur Stevenson, it would have looked bad.
Oh, it was gonna look bad. It was gonna like I've been saying this, right? I've been saying that a healthy Shakur, because I'm gonna keep it real. I keep it all the way a buck across boxing, right? I think that Shakur, in the predicament that he is right now with his hands fucked up, I think that Tank will beat him, right? Because I think that if Tank is the type of fighter that if he smells blood, like if he knows that you at a handicap against him, I think his confidence rises to where he would press Shakur and he would put shit on Shakur that, you know, he would eventually be, because he don't have nothing to be worried about. Like, I know this man's hands is hurt. I know that he can't do certain things that he would be able to do if he's healthy. So yeah, I would pick Gervonta Davis to beat Shakur Stevenson with his hands injured in the predicament that he in now. But a healthy Shakur, I've been saying it for years. Tank cannot beat a healthy Shakur, and I believe that. You know, could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong, but I cold heart, and I'll be willing to bet anybody. And I've been saying this shit for years. This ain't some shit that I just started saying. Val know, everybody know that's been watching me. I've been saying that Shakur will beat Tank, and I've told my reasons. He's a better boxer than Tank all the way around. He got way better defense than Tank, right? And the thing is what Tank relies on, right? When he can't outbox you, what he relies on is catching you with a big shot that you don't see coming. And I said the chances of him catching Shakur Stevenson lacking on defense and catching him with that big shot that he just don't see coming out of nowhere because Shakur is lacking on defense, right? Is slim to none. The chances is slim to none. So I think that a healthy Shakur Stevenson outboxes Gervonta Davis, and it ain't even that close, right? I think that Keyshawn Davis is the biggest threat as far as hurting Gervonta Davis, getting him up out of there. I don't see Shakur like stopping Tank. I see Keyshawn stopping him but I also see Keyshawn. It's possible he's more vulnerable to if he faced Tank to get hit with a big shot and get knocked out than Shakur is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he take a lot more chances. I think that Keyshawn got very good defense, but his defense ain't on the level of a Shakur Stevenson. But his offense is better. I think that he hit harder and he take more chances. I think that Keyshawn is too big for Gervonta Davis. He's too rough because that nigga like to fight. All that rough shit, he with it. If you like it, he love it. All that rough shit, he's strong. All that grappling shit, he like to do all of that shit. The inside fighting, mid range, outside, and he'll catch Tank in between his shots, and I think that he'll knock Tank out. I think that as far as somebody stopping Tank, Keyshawn is the most dangerous. I think that Keyshawn would stop Tank, but I think that fight is I'm going to keep it a buck, right? I think it's like 55-45 in favor of Keyshawn because, like I said, Tank would have a chance to catch Keyshawn with some shit, but I just can't. I can't say if Tank did catch him with some shit, he just going to flop out. Right. I ain't gonna say he gonna flop out, but if Tank catch you with some shit that you don't see coming, that's the shit that he knock you out with. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely pick Keyshawn to probably stop him.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because in my eyes, I see it as a blowout. How you see Shakur Lamont Roach playing out? I think Shakur getting 10-2-9-3 easy.
Shakur and Lamont Roach. Shakur, well, man, I think that Shakur versus Lamont, a healthy Shakur. We talk like let's get on the same page. We all talking about a healthy Shakur. Right. I think a healthy Shakur 9-3, 10-2.
Right. Easy. That's how I see it.
Bro, Shakur wasn't healthy. See, one thing you forgot to mention about Shakur, bro. I'm a master at studying Shakur. You forgot to mention the fact that he mastered distance. When the Joker mastered distance, man, you're not getting all them shots off on him. I don't care if his hand hurt or not. You're not getting them shots off on him. He's not going to be there, and he can master distance for 12 rounds because he got the same gas that he got in the 12th that he have in the first round. He don't tire out or none of that. That man is a master at that shit, bro. He's a master at that shit. That's why don't nobody like to get in the ring with him. If you're trying to hold on to your zero, you don't fight Shakur Stevenson. That ain't the fight that you want. If you already got a loss, maybe you'll run in there. But I'm telling you, Lamont Roach told him that he'll oblige him with that fight. If Tank go ahead and fight old boy and make that money, because that's a money thing, then Lamont Roach said he'll fight Shakur for the WBC.
They ain't gonna let that happen. They ain't gonna let that. If
Lamont
Gervonta, I'm gonna tell you like the and remember I said this. If Gervonta Davis sees that Lamont Roach is going off to take a Shakur Stevenson fight, he gonna step in that shit faster as fuck. He do not want Shakur Stevenson to get that strap and to beat Lamont Roach, because if Shakur Stevenson step in and beat Lamont Roach, what that gonna do? That's gonna make the man even higher.
He is gonna beat Lamont Roach.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He will beat him, but I'm saying if Shakur Stevenson get that fight and beat Lamont Roach, that's gonna make everybody be on Tank Davis's head. And Tank ain't gonna let that happen.
But if Jake Paul giving Tank $50 million, Tank ain't turning down that $50 million, bro.
Who?
If Jake Paul promises Tank 50, he's gonna go get that 50.
They can't sanction that fight though. Jake Paul is too big. They can sanction an exhibition.
That's what they're gonna do, an exhibition.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be, like Mike Tyson, exhibition.
Now Tyson was sanctioned
Oh, it was sanctioned?
Yeah, that's on Box Rec.
Yeah, that was sanctioned. That's what I'm saying.
No, they're
All
gonna
the
do an
Jake Paul,
exhibition though. Jake Paul,
all
they're
the
gonna do
Jake.
it for the money to trick the people out the money. They just
Yeah,
gonna do an
see,
exhibition.
all the Jake Paul's fights have been sanctioned.
Yeah.
All of his fight ain't none of his fights exhibitions. They actually sanctioned, so they
They're
wouldn't
gonna
be
do
able
the
to
Floyd
sanction that fight
Mayweather thing. They're gonna do that exhibition like Floyd did.
I
like
think
Floyd
that
did
back.
with his brother.
I think he might. I thought he was gonna call out Pitbull Cruz because he was there.
Ain't nobody paying for that shit.
I mean, shit. We didn't want to see Roach. You know.
Shit, I did. I knew Roach could fight.
Man, Tank gonna put a boxing lesson on Pitbull. Let me
Right.
answer this question.
He'll
Let
knock
me
him
answer
out.
this question real quick. Southwest Dice asked me, is Gervonta Davis overrated? Let me answer that question, man. And I want to answer that question as honest as I possibly can. Yes, Gervonta Davis is overrated for one reason, right? Not because he's not a hell of a fighter, not because he's not a special fighter. I still think that Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you that he's not a hell of a fighter, but when I say that he's not what y'all made him out to be, I mean that. And the reason he's overrated is because everybody, all these Tank Davis meat mushers, all these Tank Davis praisers, the media, everybody made him out to be like he was a boxing god, like he was somebody that had tools and things that we never display, that we've never seen in boxing, that he was so good he didn't even have to fight none of these top guys because Tank gonna beat him anyway, so we don't even need to see it. For that reason, yes, he was highly overrated. Highly overrated. Ain't nobody that good to where you don't need to see him fight another A-level fighter because they gonna beat him anyway. It ain't no such thing in boxing. It ain't never been and it never will be. Ain't nobody in boxing right now that I'll tell you, oh, he don't even need to fight nobody because shit, he gonna beat him anyway. He gonna beat all, and I'm talking about all A-level competition. Come on, man. How you gonna tell me that Keyshawn and Shakur don't deserve a fight with Tank because he gonna wash him? This nigga, and the thing is he started saying the same shit. This is how you know that fighters watch everything on social media, right? Gervonta Davis in these interviews, he started regurgitating the same shit that fans were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get that shit from himself. He got that shit because he got certain channels or certain people that he follow on X, right? And on these channels.
Absolutely.
And what these fighters do, they watch everything behind the scenes. You might not know it, but they watch everything behind the scenes. So he's sitting back and he like, oh, they think I'm like really like that. They think like, well, I'm gonna roll with it. And we start hearing him say the same shit that we hear these niggas say.
Yep.
The exact same shit. Like Tank never said nothing about Shakur turning down a contract, right? He did plenty of interviews and he was making excuses why he shouldn't fight Shakur. He got a hold of hearing people saying that Shakur turned down a contract. I sent Shakur, and then what did he do? Well, we sent Shakur a contract and he turned it down.
Yeah,
he repeated that shit. He repeated that shit.
Yeah, he repeated it. He knew it was a lie. Right. He knew he was lying when he said it, but he rolled with it because that's what the masses were saying. So he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll with it, right? And people are these so-called journalists, right? They afraid of Tank, they never ask him to elaborate. Oh, well,
that's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Why is they afraid of him like that? I'm talking about it's a lot of podcasts be acting like they got to walk on eggshells with him. And fans and everybody. Why people like that, man?
Because for one, right, the media is afraid of him because they know how he act. Look what he did to Cigar Talk. Najee, Cigar Talk had Keyshawn Davis on this channel, right? He let Keyshawn, and the thing is Najee was riding for Gervonta Davis.
Right.
When Keyshawn was talking this shit, like, man, Keyshawn, like, tell that little leprechaun what's up. Like, fight me, Keyshawn talking his shit. Najee, like, man, we talking about Tank, man.
Right.
You're like, man, this is Tank, though. He's still riding for Tank. Walking on eggshells for Tank. Tank see it, get mad, and call Najee all type of bitches because he had Keyshawn Davis on his channel.
Called the man
off the strength of he had Keyshawn Davis on his channel. So you know that Tank was already feeling some way because he had Shakur on his channel before that. So he already feeling some right way because he looked at them as threats. Like, those are the fighters that I don't want to get in the ring with. I don't want y'all to mention their names with mine because then they're going to start demanding me to fight them. I want to pretend like them dudes don't even exist. So now he blow his top. He jump on X and he call him all type of bitches and say he ain't never getting another interview and he a hoe, right? Yeah. So looking at that is exactly why you see all these media members that's covering these fights. When they speak to Tank, they walking on eggshells. They afraid to really question Tank because they know he gonna go off on them. They afraid because, bruh, this shit is like, they like, well, Tank is a big name. We know we need to interview Tank every time he got a fight. We don't want to be one of them people blacklisted. So we're gonna cater to him. We're gonna make sure we don't say nothing bad about Tank. We're gonna make sure that we walk on eggshells when we talk about him. And you see that shit. It's clear as day. I'm the only one that really got a channel that call that shit out and talk about it. I see what these niggas is doing. That nigga would have been blacklisted me. He would have been had to black. He probably would have tried to fight me.
He blocked Cigar Talk from coming to the press conference.
Yeah, from coming to the press conference, right?
Yeah.
But so finishing off, what I'm saying is these dudes, they're company men. They company people. Like they know that if Tank got to fight, his events is big, and they know, you know what I'm saying, they got to sell out to get that interview. But see, the thing that bothers me, right, when they talk to these other fighters, when they talk to a Shakur, when they talk to Devin, when they talk to Keyshawn, when they talk to all these even Teofimo, I don't like his ass, but when they talk to these other fighters, they don't show these other fighters that same respect.
Right.
They quick to come at other fighters. Well, why you ain't did this and why you ain't, and people saying that you're ducking and why you do, and so they don't come at other fighters with the same respect. That's what I have a problem with, right? Even Wallow and Gilly, man. I don't know if y'all seen that interview when they just interviewed Keyshawn Davis, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Wallow was very disrespectful, right? And you know, people try to look at it as like, oh, they play. But if you watch how when they interviewed Tank checked him one time. And they was on great behavior. They watched what they said to Tank. They made sure they overly showed him respect. Wallow didn't show Keyshawn no type of respect at all. He was telling Wallow, he was telling Keyshawn, oh man, Tank gonna put you to sleep. Hey, man, you gonna need a pillow, man. What time I'm gonna be there and watch you go to sleep, man. He like, you don't interview a fighter and treat a fighter like that if you're not gonna do the same shit to this other fighter. So they overly do that shit. Now, to answer your question, why the fans or certain channels are afraid to say certain things about Tank, because we see that shit, man. They be very, very neutral when they get to talking about Tank, right? They watch their words when they get to talking about Tank, right? You know why? Because they're afraid to step in the fire. And I'm gonna shout out Blue, right? They're afraid to step in the fire and take the black backlash that me and Blue take.
Yeah,
they're afraid because Tank has a large fan base.
Yeah.
So they be hoping to get an interview? They hoping to get an interview?
They want that media pass.
They
want that credential, that media pass. They want
it's that they're afraid to take that backlash. If we say something bad about Tank, certain people ain't gonna come to our channel no more, right? Right? I don't give a fuck about that shit. Fuck y'all.
Right.
I'm a nigga that's gonna get up here. I'm gonna tell you raw. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, nigga, you don't like it. Fuck you. Right? I don't give a fuck if you don't come to my channel if you do, because that shit ain't real anyway, right? So niggas be scared because they know Tank got the fan base. Tank got the huge fan base on YouTube, right? On X, on social. Them niggas is like roaches. They everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They don't know shit about boxing, but they everywhere. So we don't want to have to argue with their fan base. We don't want the backlash that we gonna get from his fan base because we ain't built like that. We can't take that shit. Plus, we know that these people might unsubscribe and all of that shit. So when it comes to Tank, they gonna tread lightly. But when it comes to everybody else, they going hard in the paint.
Talking
and like I said, man, it's channels that were neutral before that changed their whole platform to tank. We going with all the lies and narratives because they see, damn, I'm getting more people over here.
So let me ask you this: everything boxing, he rematched with Roach, and he take another L, because he took a first L. But if he take a L, what happens to Tank career?
You know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Lamont Roach, I don't rematch him. You know why? Because now Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis was, if y'all saw how Gervonta Davis was looking throughout like the fight week, he was happy, he was laughing, he was comfortable, right? Even when he came to the ring, he rapping, he was laughing, he smiling. Usually, if you look at Tank when he walked to the ring with when he walked to the ring against Ryan Garcia, he had that look on his face like he wasn't smiling. He was bobbing to the music, but he ain't cracked one smile. He was kind of tense, right? He was worried. Even though he had handicapped Ryan, go back and look. He was worried. Last night, he wasn't worried at all with Lamont Roach because he like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna knock this nigga out. He ain't really got nothing for me, right? That's how he was thinking, right? Now he worried about Lamont Roach. He's like, okay, this nigga done got a lot better. He's better than I thought he was in certain areas, right? Now that shit gonna play in Gervonta Davis's mental. So what he gonna do? He gonna have the cards stacked against Lamont Roach. He gonna do everything he can do to make sure that he handicap Lamont Roach, and he gonna have shit in place to make sure it go his way. If I'm Lamont Roach, I don't rematch that nigga. I make that nigga beg me for a rematch.
It's basically like remember when he was like, if I go to Saudi, Devin, man, I gotta knock him out. Well, motherfucker can play that same card with him now. If I fight you on the PBC, I gotta knock you out because you clearly took a knee. I clearly beat you in the rounds.
Right.
Still gave me a draw. So
right,
knock this nigga out fucking with the PBC, or you not gonna get it. Like Roach even said in the 12th round, Tank talking to me, he told me, you not gonna get it. They ain't gonna give it to you.
I ain't got nothing to worry about. The refs ain't gonna score for you. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it's like they can play that same card with him. Look, Tank, we gonna either do it on neutral grounds, co-promotions, or we ain't doing the fight at all, bro. Like, you know, I'll make him jump through hula hoops like he do with all them other niggas.
So will Tank be forced to fight fighters like Keyshawn and Shakur if Lamont don't rematch him? Will he be forced to go in that direction?
Nope.
Well, in order to make any money
or get his respect back, like
in order to make any money, he gonna have to fight them niggas now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But see, the thing is that if he get a Jake Paul fight, his plan is to fight Jake Paul, make a whole bunch of money fighting Jake Paul, retire or fight Lamont Roach. That nigga don't have. I'm telling you, he don't have no plans to fight.
Nah,
no
Oscar give him the white boy. What's his name?
Or Zepeda.
Zepeda, yeah.
Come back and fight somebody like Zepeda. That's a perfect style. Yeah, that's a perfect style for him.
And right there, flat footed, stand right there for him to knock.
That's what he gonna get. I'm telling you. Is the pay to win his
Defensively
next fight?
irresponsible.
Right.
Defensively irresponsible. Stand right in front of him. Perfect style. That's the plan.
Yep, that's gonna be the plan because that's supposed to be Shakur next, and they're gonna take that from Shakur. Tank always take Shakur fighters. He took Frank Martin from Shakur. He took Pitbull. He always take his fights.
Yeah. But it's like these fighters, man. Fighters know, man. Fighters know that when they look at Tank, they look at him as somebody that fighters. I ain't talking about the fans. Fighters, they look at him and they say, okay, we got a chance of beating him, right? Because it's plenty of fights where you seen Gervonta Davis getting hit. To me, his defense ain't that good.
It's not.
He get hit a lot. Yeah.
Like he get touched up. So they look at certain things and they like, we got a chance. We're like, yeah, we got a chance of going to sleep, but we also got a chance of beating him. They look at a fighter like Shakur and they like, nah, we don't want to have to go 12 rounds being frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Being frustrated, missing and getting countered all night and getting embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to deal with that because they don't. You know what? You know on Mill City Boxing, right? I don't know if y'all seen this. This is months ago, right? William Zepeda's manager, trainer, Coach Panda. William Zepeda, head trainer, Coach Panda. He got on Mill City Boxing and he was talking about Shakur. He knows Shakur from the Olympics and the amateurs because I guess he was one of Shakur's coaches. And he said, man, Shakur is like, that kid is a special talent. I always knew he was special. He said he's on another level. He's on another level. You know, this is when the first time when Zepeda ducked Shakur, right? And then they was asking him like, well, how do you see the fight going? And the Coach Panda kept it a buck. He said, well, I know we don't have no chance beating Shakur unless we knock him out. The only chance we got of beating Shakur is knocking him out. He says if we can't knock him out, he said I'm gonna keep it. He said I'm gonna tell the truth. We can't beat Shakur in a decision. We got to knock him out. He said that's the only chance that Zepeda has. And he says if it was up to me, he said I'd rather not take that fight.
And see, Oscar Valdez kept it real too when he was finna fight Navarrete over at the when they be doing the interviews, the pre-interviews.
Yeah.
They say how you feel about this rematch, you know, getting your get back on your losses. He said, yeah, I'm ready for Navarrete, man. Like that fight, I don't think I was all the way there. I'm ready this time. They was like, how you feel about Shakur? He was like, I gave him my everything. Couldn't like I don't even
remember that.
Yeah, like I ain't even trying to go back down there. Like I can get Navarrete. I ain't trying to even fuck with this dude. Like,
but see the thing is, and I know y'all see it like I see it, right? Boxing today is ran by the narratives from casual fans,
yeah,
right? And these casual fans go to they pick a fighter that they like, and they go to the channels that's gonna push that fighter. And then those channels, instead of holding integrity, they run with lies and false narratives, right? Mm-hmm. So you can wake up tomorrow and they can tell you that motherfucking that Keyshawn Davis, let's just use Keyshawn, that Keyshawn Davis ain't shit, that you know they can run with all type of narratives to tell you that Keyshawn is one of the worst boxers in professional boxing, right? If enough people say it, now that shit becomes true.
Yep.
That's how Shakur Stevenson got in the predicament that he got in. Yeah. He's a runner. He ain't this. And then Tank heard that shit. He heard people say, now Tank, oh man, he's trash. His defense is horrible. He ain't got no head movement. He's trash all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all that shit is. And fighters know that now. Fighters use that shit to their advantage to say, well, that's why I don't have to fight this guy. And so, man, boxing is fake. And that's why Turkey came in. And that's what I like about Turkey, right? Because he ain't listening to none of that shit We're not letting none of that shit ride, right? If you think that, you got to fight him.
Exactly.
And that's why you only see one fan base complaining about Turkey 24/7. They're all Gervonta Davis's fan base.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody that complained about Turkey Al-Sheikh is a huge fan of Gervonta Davis.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'll say 99%. It might be
sir.
a 1%. 99% of the fans is Gervonta Davis's fan base. And the reason that Gervonta Davis have a problem with Turkey is because Turkey made it to where you don't have to wait around to get a payday for Tank. And everybody is fighting each other. All these other guys, as long as they fight each other, we gonna get as much as we was gonna get from fighting Tank, or might even get even more. We don't gotta wait around. And he don't like that because he's spoiled the nigga like a bitch.
Yeah,
he
he's
act
spoiled.
like a bitch straight up and down. He act like a bitch.
Yeah,
you know
he's
what I'm
spoiled. Just like a little broad. Yeah,
he like a little bitch. And so if everything, he thinks the whole world revolve around him. He thinks boxing revolves around him, and it was for a minute. Everything was stagnant from in that division, 135, even 140. Everything was stagnant because everybody was praying to get a Tank fight for pay. Now they like now Turkey like, I'll pay you.
Yeah,
ain't gotta fight the right fights.
Ain't no more that A-side shit with Turkey. Turkey like, do you want to fight?
Yeah. That's
do
right.
you niggas want to fight? Come on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed that shit, and that's what Tank don't like either. He ain't got that leverage to play that A-side shit.
Okay, let me address this, right? Let me address this shit. I'm glad you said this because I want to address this, right? Throwback boxing, salute. He said Turkey did some shady crap last week when he to his fighter that he was down 2 points. When he told his fighters, we saying that he was down 2 points on the scorecard. Did anyone see that? Yeah, I did see that. Now, I'm not gonna say that he was right or he was wrong, but one thing I am gonna say is that it's happened before. I done seen Floyd do it. I've seen coaches do it in the corner all the time. You're down on the scorecards. You're down on the scorecard. I've seen that shit happen, right? A lot. I've seen Floyd get out of his seat, go to Gervonta Davis's corner, and we all seen that shit and do it, right? So it ain't the first time that's happened in boxing. Now, am I saying he right for doing that? But now we seen that, right? But we also saw some shit 20 times worse last night.
You got that right.
From the same fighter that tried to put that in the forefront and say, this is why I won't fight on the Turkey card.
Right.
This is the reason why. Gervonta Davis put that shit on display and said, well, this is the reason why.
Right.
We saw corruption at its fullest in Gervonta Davis's favor last night.
Right. Taking a knee.
We saw corruption at the highest level.
Yeah.
At the highest level last night with Gervonta Davis.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you crazy shit. Then he go out and put out a tweet like, they took the fight from me because of that bullshit knee. Da-da-da-da-da. Nigga, if they counted the knee, you lost.
Right.
Hey, now were y'all on this live stream when I showed how he got hit with that two-piece?
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis set up there. Let's play it back. I'm gonna play it back. Gervonta Davis set up there and said that he didn't even get hit with a shot when he took a knee.
That's what he said.
Told a flat out lie. They took the fight from me because of the knee I took, which was a lie because they didn't count it, which they should have, right?
Yeah.
And said that he didn't even get hit with a shot, and they took look at this. Nigga straight up lie.
Counter right, nice right uppercut. Roach taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee.
Now, what did he get hit with?
Jab.
He got hit with a straight. He got hit with a cross, a right cross, and then he got hit with a jab.
Yep. And then he went down after he got hit with that jab.
This man went on Twitter. Hold on, I made sure because you know how he be erasing shit. So I made sure I screenshot it before he. This man went on Twitter and said they took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that bullshit knee. But I landed the most punches in the fight, which was another lie. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. I get it though. I shouldn't have done that. But that hair grease was burning my eyes.
That's the dumbest. So I watched the fight 3 times. I scored that fight 7-5.
You know what's so crazy about the hair grease excuses? Like throughout the history of boxing, so many fighters done fought with blood in their eyes.
Blood in their eyes, dog. That's the same shit I said.
What the fuck is you talking about?
No, man, when Gervonta went down, bro, he thought Roach was going to be stupid and hit him while he down, and he was going to win the fight on disqualification. Roach was smart. He didn't touch his ass when he went down. Because the referee didn't come over there when he went down.
Hey, let me ask you something else. I seen in the comments where somebody said Roach took a knee too, and they didn't. I said he didn't take a knee. Tank was leaning on him, forced him down. The ref pulled him off of him and told him, "Hey, you know, like, are y'all reaching that hard to justify this bullshit for this man?"
Man.
And wait till tomorrow when all these Tank Davis channels really get to because you know now tomorrow they didn't have about 48 hours, you know, to come up with their narrative and their lies, and wait till tomorrow. Wait
Man,
till
the Rise
tomorrow.
come on every Sunday. They ain't even come on today. That's bull. If Tank would have won, the Rise would have been on today.
I respect the Rise podcast because they don't really be meat mushing like these other channels do. And the thing is the Rise podcast was built for Gervonta Davis, and they don't even be doing the shit that these other channels be doing.
I mean, this shit is crazy. It's like respect boxing, bro. You know what I mean? Not a boxer because it's gonna be here long after. You know what I mean? But it was long before Tank. It's gonna be here after Tank. So it's like,
bro, I gotta blame that on Calvin. I gotta blame that on Calvin Ford on how Tank attitude and shit is because he let him get away with that shit.
Yeah,
he let him talk to him crazy in the dressing room about the hand wrapping. He let him talk to him crazy in the corner. So he always let him do that shit, bro.
He's a product of being catered to ever since he was a kid.
That's right.
Gervonta Davis was a kid that they saw that had a lot of talent, that they eventually saw that, okay, this is the kid that's going to get us rich. And that's what it was. Ever since then, they've let him get away with murder.
And the money.
They let him treat people fucked up. They let him say and do anything. They don't, you know, they don't tell him when he's wrong. They don't, you know, because they're like, okay, because it's kind of like they put him in a position to where he could be like, nigga, I'm your bag. I got you. I got y'all where y'all, you know what I'm saying? I got y'all rich.
He probably told him that.
Always gotta, but you always gotta keep, you know, you can't let nobody get that big headed. That's the same shit that happened to Adrian Brunner. We seen it with his coach, Mike Stafford. And I used to say this shit all the time. I said, Mike Stafford, and rest in peace to Mike Stafford. He lets Adrian Brunner get away with too much.
Who you think Tank pattern after? That's his boy, Adrian Brunner. He patterned after him. He always looked up to him since he was a little kid. That's what he patterned after.
And so you could see, man, they let this little dude get away. They don't, like, he don't have no discipline as far as how he
get cut off, bro, on that money.
Right.
They're scared to get cut off.
It's they started seeing the money. Well, we know they know Tank is doing wrong. They know, so we just gonna ride with it.
That's right.
We ain't gonna tell them shit.
Or the check gonna stop if you don't.
And I think that's why Gervonta Davis left and went to Barry Hearn.
That is why.
He know, okay, my mind really ain't right now. If I go with Calvin and Kenny, they just gonna let me fucking spiral all the way out of control.
Yeah,
I need, and he's smart, and I credit him. He knew, okay, I need to get with somebody that's gonna be more disciplined. It's gonna be on me more, right? Because he can't. Barry Hunter ain't a nigga that he could just cuss out and talk to any type of
yes man.
Right.
He's not a yes man.
Did you hear the respond he made at the press conference? Did you watch the press conference?
Talking about his team, something when he
Yeah,
started blaming
it's
shit
something
on
about
his
he got to
team.
straighten in that corner. Yeah, he
Yeah.
got to get something straight in that corner. Now, what was that? What was he alluding to? Calvin Ford?
To blame it on Calvin, that's some weak ass shit, nigga. You went out there and fought. That shit ain't had nothing to do with your corner, nigga.
That's why I'm wondering why he would say that. He said that to everybody in the world, bro. Why would you say that about your corner?
If Calvin brought you this far, my nigga, and then you have a bad fight, now it's his fault. Like, I don't like that neither. Like,
because I bet he wasn't talking about Barry Hunter.
Now,
that shit, that I don't like that blaming Calvin shit.
No,
that's some whole shit.
I don't like him saying that out loud. He could have said that between them in the back.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say that at the press conference. So he letting y'all know he ain't got no respect for that shit, bro.
And it's these excuses that he coming up with that he know motherfuckers gonna regurgitate. Oh, Tank said this. Oh, it was that. Nah, come on, bro. That's weak, my nigga.
Yeah, because they're gonna repeat everything he say, bro.
Yeah, nigga already been telling me, oh man, have you ever had grease in your eye? Man, there was grease. Like not nigga. I didn't see fighters fight with eyes all the way shut, with blood in their eye, getting poked in the eye, all type of shit.
Mitch Green had Jerry curl juice in his eye when Mike Tyson beat his eye.
Remember Sonny Liston put something in Ali eyes. Ali still beat him.
Right. And Mitch Green had a Jerry curl, man.
So if you got blood, everybody on the panel, if a fighter get cut and they get blood in their eye, right, and they take a knee, what happens?
It's not good.
They get a standing their count.
Not good, yeah.
Exactly. But shit doesn't pertain to Tank, right?
Hold on. Your corner not supposed to touch you. They wiped him off twice.
Your corner can't
put a
touch
towel in. They what, nigga? Oh, you put a towel in. The fight done with right there.
That's a disqualification.
But
that's
listen,
a disqualification.
Listen, go back to the towel scene. I'm see if y'all pay attention to detail. The towel, Calvin Ford didn't even touch his damn eye with the towel.
He wiped off the side.
Now, hold on. Let's look at Tank, right? Hold on. Let's pull up a Gervonta
Pull up
Davis.
that corner when he wiped him with the towel. He didn't touch his eyes.
Hold on. Let me. I'm pull up Gervonta Davis.
That's
right
why
quick.
I know that shit was fake. He didn't touch his eyes with that towel. Not at all.
Now, hold on. Let's really keep it a buck here, right? This is Gervonta Davis, right? Y'all see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How you got grease in your eye? I'm trying to. How you got? He said he just had got his hair braided
2 days ago.
2 days ago, and you got hair grease in your eye. You got cornrows. Hold on, man. Niggas didn't even really think about that. Like niggas was just so appalled that he said that shit. Hold on. Okay, this is his hair last night. Nigga, how you got hair grease in your eye?
And your hair going this way.
Right.
And your hair going this way. Right?
To the back. Yeah.
Where's the grease? How you got hair grease in your hair in your eye, nigga?
And then they put the Vaseline up here so the sweat don't come down. They already
don't come down, right?
Exactly. Yep.
How the hell you got this nigga acting like he had an Ice Cube Jerry curl and he had bangs?
I bet you know,
like he had a Jerry curl with bangs.
The boxing guy.
You have grease in your head. I've had braids before. You got braids right now. Can you have grease in your hair with a hairstyle like that in your eye? Can you have grease in your eyes with a hairstyle like that?
And I do everything. Play
everything boxing. Let me ask you this here. So Tank said that he won the fight. He felt like he won the fight. So is the narrative all this week on these podcasts is going to be that Tank won the fight? Are they going to repeat what he said? Yeah.
Well, the narrative that I've heard, right, is that Tank won the fight. Now, now hold on. Let's is the grease that he had in his eyes slowed him down. He couldn't see. I heard that. Another narrative that everybody been running with is Gervonta Davis did that on purpose to help out Lamont Roach and his family.
Oh my goodness!
Look, you know what? The boxing.
Oh my goodness!
The boxing guys got their way of humbling you. Sometimes you reap what you sow. Tank shitting on Dave, Shakur. He was shitting on Eric.
Yep. You got to be humble, man.
Yeah, had the fan. He got humble last night, bro. He got to.
My thing is, y'all, is that I don't have a problem with him shitting on Shakur, Keyshawn, Devin, Teofimo, if you're willing to fight them. Don't shit on these niggas if you ain't gonna fight.
You ain't gonna get in the ring, right?
That's my main problem. Yeah. You can't shit on the nigga if you're not willing to fight him. Like, okay, right. if I'm on this YouTube, right, and I'm shitting on another YouTuber talking about, like, let's just say a debate. I don't do debates no more, none of that shit. But like when I used to do debates, right, mm-hmm. I was willing to debate anybody name that I brought up. Nigga, we can debate, nigga. We can get it in, right? So I can't tell you, oh, that nigga's trash. He this and that. And I'm talking about every time a name come up, I'm talking. But then they say, okay, well, you debate all the time. That's what you do. Debate him. And I'm like, nah, I ain't, you know, like, nigga, you don't, well, then don't talk about him. If you're not willing to get in the ring with that fighter, I don't want to hear you say shit about him. You could just be, it's easy to just be like, look, man, I'm not worried about them. I'm doing my thing. Let them dudes do their thing. You stop asking me about them. That's it.
Right.
You say some real
That's
shit.
all you got to say.
That's why he need Floyd and Leonard Ellaby back, because they do a lot of the talking for him. And they never called niggas. They talked and moved strategically.
And he was more dangerous when he wasn't talking.
Yeah, way more dangerous when he wasn't talking. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing about it, I don't want to be a meme. I don't want to be a meme. Well, you a meme now, my nigga.
Yeah,
you definitely a meme now.
Hey, y'all see that shit they put up, nigga? That they said that they call that nigga Colin Tanker Nick.
Yeah.
Y'all see that shit?
Yeah, I seen that.
I seen
they not finished. They really gonna go through this week.
That shit had me crying, dog. Hold on, let me see if I can find that shit, man.
That shit was crazy.
That nigga Colin Tanker Nick. Hold on.
He took a knee and said, I had grease in my eye. She was like, why you take the trash out? He took a knee and said, I had grease in my eye.
Hey, why they do this shit to that nigga?
Yeah, you a meme now, buddy.
Hey, why they do that shit? Hey, bro.
And you can tell he couldn't handle it though, because when they start booing him, he's like, "Damn, why y'all booing?
Why y'all booing?"
Yeah, he can't handle.
He's not. He's been. You cannot put somebody on a pedestal their whole life, protect them, put them in the bubble, talk for him, and he never fully became a man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You like you got to be able to go through adversity. When you see people going at Shakur and Keyshawn, they able to take all that heat.
Yeah, they can take it.
They can take that shit.
Now I'm glad you said that.
Like Keyshawn was able to sit up there with Gillian Wallow and let Wallow. To me, it was disrespectful what Wallow was saying. Like, cause you like, dude, respect this nigga, respect him as a fighter too. Yeah. Didn't give him no respect, and Keyshawn was laughing at that shit. Like, man, y'all crazy. Because they've been able to go through adversity, head on, and they've been able to build a mental to become men. When you see Gervonta Davis, bro, I'm not hating on him. I'm being 1,000% how I feel. Like when I look at him, he still has a child's mentality.
He does.
The way that he speaks, the way that he deals with situations, he's still like a kid, bro.
Yeah, and that's true. And listen, I want to say this on this channel because I hope that stuff don't play him so hard that, you know, he do something bad to himself. I don't want that to happen to that kid, man.
Yeah.
You know, so I hope somebody checking on his mental. You know, because some people like this here can get anxiety, bro. And I done seen people take their own life, bro, because things ain't going the way they wanted to go in life. So I hope he don't go to that extreme. I hope he not that weak of a mindset, man.
I don't think he will, because he still got the draw. But I think that I've said this. I'm not just saying it now. And y'all and a lot of y'all that's in here, y'all heard me say before that he can't handle a bad loss. If he lose, he not gonna be able to handle that shit, bro.
He
Bro, he lost
He's
yesterday.
not like
I don't care
if
what
he's
nobody say. He lost that fight.
well, no, he flat out lost last night. But I'm saying he lost a draw. I'm talking about like if he gets stopped,
right,
and he got to go to the internet the next day
that
and
might
deal
hurt
with
him.
that shit.
He can't handle that. Yeah,
He's not mentally strong enough to deal with that. But I respect the fact that he told everybody he wasn't mentally strong enough to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
He said that's his biggest fear. That lets you know that I'm not mentally strong enough to deal with what these other fighters deal with. So my thing is, when you see other fighters getting shitted on, he be the first one to jump on Twitter and get in it. If you're not built like that, nigga, don't participate in the trolling.
Right.
If you're not built like that, you're not built like that. You know that one day your time is coming.
Right.
See, he thought that's why he moved like he do. He thought, okay, well, my time ain't gonna never come because I'm never gonna get in the ring with nobody that's gonna, be on that level for my time to come. So I'm not gonna take those chances. I'm not gonna put myself in those type of predicaments. But you always hear the word cherry pick gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You've seen it in boxing.
That's why he never chose De La Santo.
Not only cherry pick gone wrong.
That nigga won't fight De La Santo.
One thing of boxing, you can't play boxing, nigga. You wasn't taking this shit serious. Oh, I'm finna retire. Oh, I'm da-da-da-da-da. You can't play boxing, boy.
Well, he called himself playing on us when he was saying all that goofy shit. That nigga know he wasn't retiring.
Nah, but Knight Rider, one thing I know is that you are fucking certified. You are a certified. See, you know how I know if a nigga's a certified Tank Davis meat musher, right? If I don't even know who you are, but as soon as I see your name, I recognize that name. The only reason I recognize this nigga name is because he's on every platform dick riding Gervonta Davis. That nigga is one of the most he's a certified Gervonta Davis dick rider. I see this nigga all on Twitter, all on everybody comments. Tank. Oh, Tank ain't nobody fucking with Tank. Tank is the god. Tank is this and Tank is that, and can't nobody beat Tank. And Tank is Tank. So I noticed Knight Rider off the rip. But man, salute to you, man. Salute. You did you've done a great job at being the Gervonta Davis meat musher on all platforms. Like my thing, bro, is I don't think no fighter is invincible, right? And they continue to make Gervonta Davis invincible, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all this: unless he retires without fighting any of these niggas, y'all gonna see the biggest downfall and the biggest crash out you've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because they have protected him. They've made him look, and he said it himself. Like, the thing is, it's not really a lot of this shit ain't him, but it became him recently when he started smelling his own piss.
Yeah.
When he started regurgitating the shit that fans were saying to the extreme point to disrespecting all these other fighters, right? When he started believing that shit, right? Mm-hmm. Because he told y'all on several occasions, like, man, these fans, they just think I can do anything. Like, man, like they just, like, he said that before. Like, y'all think I can just, like, anybody can get beat, man, on any given night. He said, but man, y'all just think I can do anything. So that lets you know that was in the back of his mind. He was worried about that. Like, they're building me up. They look at me as invincible. So I got to give them what they want. I got to show them that I'm the guy that they look at me as, because they're putting all this pressure on me. You don't never do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, personally, any fighter that I fuck with, I'm not gonna ever say that can't nobody beat them. That they don't even need to fight nobody because can't nobody beat them.
Right.
I know this is boxing. Now, certain matchups I can look at and I could be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but when you get to the A level, it's always a chance that you getting beat.
That's why he ain't fighting no A-level fighters. That's why he not fighting A-level fighters.
That's why he didn't fight A-level.
I mean,
my man Mark Nash. I want to get to this super chat, man. Salute to my man Mark Nash, always coming through, showing love and support. He say Wallow was disrespectful, told Keyshawn to get a sponsor with a mattress firm and the pillows.
Yeah,
right. And at first, right, I'm like, okay, Wallow just playing, and I kept waiting for Wallow to be like, nah, I'm just playing, you know, I'm just fucking with you. But he was dead serious, like, and he was disrespectful, not because, like, okay, I get it if you be like, okay, well, I got Tank knocking you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a pick Tank. I respect you. I think that, but the way he went about that shit, bro, he was hella disrespectful. But Keyshawn is so confident in his abilities.
But what you think?
Keyshawn laughed it off, like, nigga, you funny. Like, just bet. Like Keyshawn dealt with that shit much different. Imagine if that was Wallow telling Gervonta Davis, nigga, you better get a pillow. Nigga, you better get a sponsor with mattress firm. You better get a pillow because Keyshawn knocking you the fuck out and you going to sleep. Imagine if they would have never talked to Tank like that.
Yeah, the Tank would have got serious and been like, nigga, you crazy.
No, Tank would have wanted to fight them niggas. Yeah, Tank would have swung on one of them. Because he ain't mentally strong like that. He's not that mentally strong.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing we didn't mention, what about all the Tank fans that betted and lost money? And everybody that bet on Lamont lost money. Didn't nobody win but Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
Vegas won on the draw because and other niggas that won that bet the distance. If you didn't bet the distance or bet the draw, you lost.
Hey, ETB, let me ask you this, and my man. Did y'all see Tank throwing the shoulder, throwing the low blow?
Oh yeah, and the clinches.
Did you see this little dirty shit?
A lot of low blows.
A lot of low blow. The ref had warning.
They weren't going to warn him because you gotta look, and that's why Tank looked at Lamont Roach and told him, you ain't gonna win on the scorecards. They ain't gonna give it to you because he know that he can. But that ain't the first time. Go back and watch when Tank fought Rolly. We know that Rolly, right? Rolly some trash. We ain't gonna act like that. Rolly like that, right? But we know that Rolly, right? One of the things that he like to do is he gets inside and he like to bully you. He gonna get inside. He gonna push you back. He gonna do. And any time that he got inside, the referee's like, oh, no, you can't do that to Tank. Like, go back and watch that fight. Because one of the things I was complaining about, like, why the referee keep jumping in, saving Tank every time? Like, you know what I'm saying? They clinch and then
he'll do this. He'll look.
Yeah, that's what he do. With the look.
Al Heyman, nigga. Al Heyman got the referees.
It ain't even. It's just that, man. He. That's why he didn't fight. That's why he was like. That's why he was like, fuck, that's why he was talking so bad about Turkey Al-Sheikh. He know that he has to go over there, fight an A-level opponent, and it got to be on the even playing field.
Man, you heard what Calvin Ford said. Shakur won't allow us to do
what we do.
That's right.
But y'all, we got to keep it honest with each other, right? If you've been like, Tank is a clean fighter, right? So don't take what I'm saying wrong. But I'm saying, if you've been taking steroids your whole career, whether you box, do basketball, play football, whatever you do, you've been taking steroids your whole career, giving you advantage. Are you gonna be comfortable having to go and play that game or the football game or go into a boxing match without being on them steroids?
Nope.
You're not gonna be comfortable. Gervonta Davis been catered to his whole career.
Hey, you could have did that like this here. A nigga that take Viagra all the time. Then he go to that chick house and he ain't take one.
He ain't gonna be comfortable. It ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna know what to do. That's why Gervonta Davis, right? Ever since he was young, we didn't see that nigga have to beat somebody to become that man. This nigga going on platforms talking about Jose Pedraza. That lets you know everything you need to know right there.
Yep.
Jose Pedraza never beat nobody before he fought Tank.
No.
And he ain't beat nobody after he fought Tank. Jose Pedraza, before he fought Tank, the biggest name that's on his resume, right, that anybody can recognize and say, okay, that he beat was Tevin Farmer, but that's when Tevin Farmer first had started boxing. Anybody that know Tevin Farmer's career, he didn't start boxing until he was like 20, in his early 20s, right?
He was like 28, 27.
No, he was older than that. I'm saying Tevin Farmer, he was in his early 20s when he took up boxing, right? Yeah. And he didn't really have an amateur background. So when he started boxing, he kind of started learning on the fly in the pros. And he fought Jose Pedraza early on in his career. And that's the only fighter that anybody can say, okay, yeah, Jose Pedraza. And that was early, a Tevin Farmer that was still learning how to box, right? That's who Jose Pedraza beat. Jose Pedraza won a vacant title. And then shortly after, they gave Gervonta Davis that food. Jose Pedraza is 7 wins and 7 losses after the Gervonta Davis fight, right?
Yeah.
So you can't say, and he was still young. Jose Pedraza was still hella young in his career after he fought Tank, right? So you can't say, oh, well, man, Tank, changed him. He was washed up. Nah, the nigga went on to show you what type of fighter he was. He was 7-7, 7 wins, 7 losses. And Tank Davis is running around talking about he was set up when they made him fight Jose Pedraza.
Mayweather
I thought Jose Pedraza. Nigga, you bragging about what?
Mayweather should have made that nigga fight Lomachenko back then.
And he threatened, but threatened him. But why? Now let's ask yourself, why did Mayweather threaten Gervonta Davis with Lomachenko when they fell out? Right? They was falling out at that time, right?
Right.
And then ask yourself later on down the road when they fell out again, when they ultimately fell out, why did Floyd Mayweather tell him fight Shakur? Shakur, make the fight happen.
Right.
Make the fight happen. Tank needs to fight Shakur. Because who is one of the people besides Leonard Ellaby that seen Gervonta Davis in the gym? Know what Gervonta Davis can do and know what he can't do.
Floyd.
Yes, sir.
Shakur
got him ready Shakur got him ready for Pedraza.
Floyd been knowing. Floyd know the things that Floyd know the type of fighters that Gervonta Davis can't fuck with.
Yeah,
that's why they moved him his whole career, put him in front of flat-footed Mexicans.
Yeah,
that's defensively irresponsible. That's gonna be right there to be hit, wide open.
Yeah.
He been knowing that shit, bro. You don't come up with a plan and a blueprint. Why they ain't got no plan? Why doesn't Top Rank tell you they got a plan and a blueprint for Abdullah Mason?
Right.
Why did Shakur Stevenson come out the Olympics and they was begging to get for Shakur to fight everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the plan and the blueprint? If I got a fighter and I know this nigga could whoop everybody, I'm not worried about nobody. Because he tell you, oh man, ain't none of these guys Tank over everybody. He keep telling you that, but he ain't never put Tank in the ring with none of them everybody's.
You got that right.
Now, why is that? And see, I mean, it only take common sense to realize it's certain fighters they don't want to put him in the ring with. They moving him a certain type of way because they don't want that bag to get fucked up.
Yeah,
you know, you put him in the ring and start facing him off with that certain competition, they might fuck up that bag. Now, now you got the Tank meat mushers. The first thing they say when you start talking about Gervonta Davis' resume, first thing they say is but Shakur. That's the first thing they always say. They bring up Shakur. Well, Shakur then tried to fight everybody. We know that everybody be turning down Shakur. Can't nobody sit up here and lie and say that they don't, right?
Not one fighter.
Ain't nobody turning down Tank.
Yeah.
But watch this, ETB. But watch this. See, if they want to bring up Ryan Garcia or Pedraza like that, being Tank's biggest wins, Oscar Valdez is a two-way champion. He did more than both of them. So he's a bigger win than both of them if you want to look at it like that.
Jamal Herring was a champion.
Right. Like, so when y'all bring up, when they talk about Tank and they bring up shit like that, they're making work.
And did y'all know Lamont Roach ducked Shakur at 130?
No. I don't know about that. I'm not familiar with that, but I'm gonna say this, right? Like I said, man, and I've always said this. I think that Gervonta Davis has the out of Shakur, and let's see, out of Shakur. If you were speaking about Shakur, I think that Gervonta Davis has the better fighter on his resume when you talk about Ryan Garcia. But then he fucked that up when he did what he did to Ryan Garcia, because now, yeah, you got the best fighter on your resume, because I don't think that none of them guys on Shakur Stevenson's resume is as good as Ryan Garcia. I got to keep it honest. But you fucked that up when you handicapped the man. Now we can't even give you the credit that I would have liked to give him for beating Ryan Garcia. I can't even get that shit to you now because you handicapped that man. We see, everybody see how big Ryan Garcia is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody see that shit.
It's like
I don't think Ryan Garcia beat De Los Santos.
It's like.
Yeah, I did forget about De Los Santos. I forgot about
all
De Los
them
Santos.
fighters duck De Los Santos. Those fighters do not want to fight De Los Santos.
Yeah, you got an argument right there with De Los Santos. But and Ryan Garcia, De Los Santos is De Los Santos to me, and De Los Santos and Ryan Garcia is 50-50 because somebody get knocked out. Either one of them.
Somebody get knocked out for sure.
Either one. It's either De Los Santos going to sleep or Ryan going to sleep.
Yep, that's for sure.
But like I said, regardless of that, man, it's like, man, you didn't get a nigga a chance to win the fight. Like you can't fight nobody and handicap them. And then the nigga sat there and said in the interview, I never forget this shit, man. I did a video about it when he said it. The nigga it was a bunch of media, right? And then they asked him about the rehydration clause. This is when all the Gervonta Davis meat mushers was trying to deny that it was a rehydration clause.
Right.
And Tank did a little media. It was a media, right? A bunch of media asking him questions, and they asked him, and the nigga said, yeah, I would have made him go down to 126 if they let me. and put a rehydration clause on his ass. Remember, and I looked at that nigga and everybody started laughing, and the nigga was dead serious. And I said, they just gonna let this nigga say that shit and not say nothing about it.
Remember when they did the interview with him and Devin on the split screen, he was teasing Devin like, aha, you can't eat. I know you want to eat, can't you? You can't eat, can't you?
You mean Ryan?
Yeah, he was doing Ryan like that.
Yeah.
Telling him, you can't eat.
So in the Hector Garcia fight, y'all didn't see Tank hit Hector Garcia in the back of the head?
I had to go back and look, but I seen Hector Garcia was another fighter that was trying to trade blow for blow with him. And if you gonna do that, we learned last night you have to be defensively responsible. What Lamont Roach did is, he traded with Tank, but he was defensively responsible responsible, and he made sure that he didn't get caught with a punch that he didn't see, because that's how Tank gets all of his knockouts. He catches you being irresponsible on your defense.
Yeah.
And he hits you with some shit that you don't see. But everybody that he's fought ain't defensively sound until last night.
Like you said, everybody he fought been flat-footed and Mexican, except for Frank Martin and Lamont Roach. They was black, slick fighters.
Yeah, because Rolly was a dumb fighter. He was just dumb. When he had Tank on the ropes, when he threw that punch, nigga, you gonna commit your right foot to come with your right hand and be flat-footed like you're at the free throw line. And all Tank did was just threw something in the air. You just stupid. You don't know nothing about boxing. You dumb as hell.
But they did a great job of building this invincible facade with Gervonta Davis. They did a great job, but people don't know boxing. So they did a great job because they noticed that boxing was different, that most people, nine times out of 10, the people that's watching boxing, right, that's watching, once you get to that certain level, when you got a big name, they don't know shit about boxing. They watching you just be. So they did a great job building him, right? So we're gonna build him. We're gonna match make. We're gonna put people in front of him that we know is gonna get knocked out. If you are devastating, right, power puncher, and you got athletic boxing skills with it, right?
Right.
If we put flat-footed fighters that don't have good defense, we know that eventually you're gonna catch them.
Yeah, in a matter of time, you're gonna knock them out. Yeah, night. Yeah,
it's like this. It's like, and I don't mean to even shit on him. It's like Wilder. Wilder was a puncher, knockout artist. Once you put a boxer in front of that nigga, that expose his one dimension.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
That's a problem.
Yeah, but if we put somebody in front of you that's gonna stand right in front of you, and they defense it's not up to par. Well, we know Wilder gonna put him to sleep. And Wilder, my favorite fighter. Like, I fuck with Wilder heavy. But you telling the truth.
That's my guy.
It is what it is, man. My man, the comeback kid said Frank Martin didn't have no defense neither. Well, they saw when Artem was touching up Frank.
Yeah. Touching him all day.
No good defense, right?
Yeah.
They saw when what's that other Dominican dude that was touching up Frank Martin, and Frank Martin was losing the fight and came back and got a knockout.
That boy that was saying looked like Muhammad Ali, Rivera Ali.
No, not Rivera. He beat the shit out of Rivera, not him. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Y'all forgot about this fight, but dude was, and he took the fight against Frank Martin on short notice. He took the fight on like, I think like a week or two short notice. He was a replacement, and he went in there, the same one that beat up Rolly, Jackson Marinez.
Yeah.
Go back and watch Frank Martin and Jackson Marinez.
Yeah, because he beat Rolly. They stole that fight.
Yeah, he was putting hands and feet on Frank Martin, and Frank Martin, Jackson Marinez took that fight on like a week notice. So the back end of that fight, like the 10th round, I think he got the 10th round stoppage. Jackson Marinez got tired, and Frank Martin, up the ante on him and was able to get the stoppage. But Frank Martin, that was a fight that Frank Martin was getting his ass beat in. Yeah. Go back and watch Jackson Marinez versus Frank Martin.
And so, like he did Rolly. Yeah, he was whooping Rolly ass every round down there.
Yeah, he whooping Frank Martin too. And he gassed out, and Frank was able to, stop him. But I think Frank stopped him in the 10th round, because it was like towards the last round, Frank kind of needed the stoppage, and he pulled the stoppage out of his bag.
Same way he started him.
I think Frank lost the Tank fight at the weigh-in.
Yeah, he left Tank.
He was scared, bro.
No, he was terrible. No, he lost that fight when at the first press conference.
At the press conference. That's what I mean.
When he was letting Tank putting his finger all in his face and poking him and shit. That let you
on him. Yeah,
Tank knew all, because Tank is a bully. So a bully they gonna do little shit to see if they can get away with it. If you let a bully know that they can bully you, it's over with, because they
following them around in the press conference.
Yeah, bro. Let me see. Jackson Mourinez. Okay, yeah, he stopped him in the 10th round. Stopped him in the last round. He stopped Jackson Mourinez in the last round. And in that fight, go back and look. Jackson Mourinez was beating Frank Martin because I was a big Frank Martin fan. And I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? Frank need a knockout. And he got the stoppage. But those two fights right there show, if you go study, they show like, okay, Frank Martin defense ain't really like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? His defense ain't up to par. And Tank made easy work of him because Tank seen the nigga was scared, and then Tank seen that he had a low ring IQ. Yeah. And it made it worse because he was scared.
Yeah, he was another nigga started late. He started at 17 boxing.
Yeah, late.
Yeah. So and Tank knew that. Tank, I was at that fight. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm right there ringside at that fight, and we looking, and Tank is smiling. He looking at the crowd like, man, I got this nigga. Like, this nigga ain't, like, he's not, like, he was laughing. Like, he was laughing like, damn, he keeps circling to the same side. He's wasting too much energy because he's nervous and scared. He running himself into the corner like, this shit easy work. Let me see what my man Mark Nash say. Mark Nash say, fact, because every casual I know think Tank is a GOAT and everyone is ducking him. All that is manufactured by creative marketing and matchmaking. Yeah, but even the lies that these niggas is coming up with, like, niggas, I can't even count how many hundreds of people that, oh man, everybody ducking Tank, and you know it. Like, where did that shit come from?
Right.
If you can't even say Lomo duck Tank because that nigga was trying to fight Tank for years.
Yeah.
Right.
I interviewed Leonard Ellaby years ago, and I can find this shit, right? It's on my channel. You just gotta go back. I interviewed Leonard Ellaby, and I asked Leonard Ellaby, I said, when is Gervonta Davis gonna fight all of these guys that people want to see him fight? At that time, people wanted to see him fight Miguel Berchelt, Gary Russell, Tevin Farmer, Vasil Lomachenko, right? And at that time, Vasil Lomachenko was really heavy on Tank's helmet, right? So I asked Leonard Ellaby that. And that's why I be saying what I say about Leonard Ellaby, because he was like, Tank don't need to worry about, we not worried about none of those guys. Tank don't need to worry about none of those guys. We got a plan for Tank, and we're not worried about none of those guys. And I was like, well, people want to see, I'm just asking because people want to know when he gonna fight the guys like the Lomachenkos. But like I said, Tank, we got a plan for Tank, and Tank ain't worried about none of those guys. And that's the answer he gave me.
Right.
And I think that was 2019. Nigga, we in 2025. And he's still saying the same shit. He's still telling you that Tank over everybody. We got a plan for Tank. The blueprint, Tank gonna get to all those guys.
Get to him when he 35 years old?
Man, Tank finna go back to Mexicans. He ain't fighting no more black fighters.
I just don't want him to hurt himself outside the ring when he started losing these A-level fights. Because I see him with like about 3 losses in his career before he leave the game.
Mark Nash said Leonard Ellaby ain't giving you no more interview, nigga. I don't want no more interviews from that nigga. Me and Leonard got into it. We ain't get into it, but Leonard got pissed off because I called him out on X on his bullshit. Nigga's a con man. I know a con man. You not finna con me.
Oh, where was Leonard at for the Tank fight? Where was he at?
I didn't see him. That's crazy. I didn't see him. But nigga, I told Leonard, I said, nigga, you've done a great job conning the people. Bro, you've been telling people to take over everybody, nigga. The nigga Tank been a professional for 13 years, and you've been telling the nigga, you've been saying Tank over everybody, since 2017, and he still ain't fought nobody.
Bro,
I told Leonard, like, nigga, you was a con artist.
Leonard ain't never missed a Tank fight, bro. Leonard ain't never missed a Tank fight, bro. Tank
He
stopped
fight.
paying that nigga. He ain't paying that nigga.
Nah, I think Tank still, because the way that Leonard be riding for Tank on X still to this day. Leonard been all over making excuses for Tank. He been all over X. He been fighting the fight, man. Leonard, I gotta respect Leonard right there in the forefront. He right on the front line. He been on the front line fighting for Tank.
Bro,
Remember
this was a
Leonard
big fight for him not to show up at the fight, bro.
Remember
He
Leonard?
might have been there though.
Leonard be in
Floyd
there.
didn't. I know Floyd wasn't coming.
Yeah.
But man,
He
do
fired.
y'all notice how Tank always trying to shit on Floyd now, and Floyd ain't never responded to that nigga? Floyd like, nigga, you not
He
even, you ain't even,
responded today.
what'd he say?
Like
I ain't,
the nigga's supposed to be better than me. He said he better than. It was a question mark. He said he better than me.
yeah, right. Like, nigga, you ain't. But basically, I ain't gonna say too much, but everybody see you ain't even on my level. You ain't even in the
Right.
conversation with me.
Nigga, you gotta draw.
Floyd look at it like nigga, I really know you. I know the truth. Like, nigga, as soon as you get tested, you gonna get,
Because you're not mentally like that.
Right.
In boxing, you gotta be mentally like
You
that.
gotta be mentally
We
strong.
seen the way
Bro.
that in last night wasn't. I keep telling people, man, last night wasn't the first time we seen the way that Gervonta Davis act when he's going through adversity. Last night is just the first time that we seen the way he act through adversity with somebody that can actually stay right there with him.
Bro, I promise you, that's why I'm a super duper Shakur fan. That nigga is mentally sound, bro. That nigga believe he the best, bro. Shakur don't believe that no nigga can beat him in his heart, in his soul, nigga. And that's gonna be a hard fight for anybody when a nigga believe in themselves like that.
Yeah, and another thing is that's why another thing is that you could tell fighters like Shakur, Keyshawn, and like you could tell the fighters that are mentally strong because especially Shakur, man, the shit that Shakur has had to endure mentally, that should have break most fighters.
Yep.
The criticism and just the ridicule day after day, and he get on that motherfucking Twitter, bro, and he go head on.
Yeah.
He go head on. That shit don't even bother him.
Yeah.
Most people can't deal with that type of shit mentally day after day after day. I've seen people shut their whole accounts down because they don't want to deal with that shit. They don't want to deal with that fire. They don't want to deal with that shit.
I'll tell you one thing about Tank fans, and they ain't got to admit it. They put some respect on Shakur name yesterday because they looked at that fight and they seen all that. Oh, Shakur got to have power. Roach didn't beat him with no power, my nigga. Like, and they seen that, like, damn, Shakur, like, they got to put some respect on his name. Like,
this is the thing, though, man. See, I notice, I see through the fake shit, right? Everybody that talks shit about Shakur, they already respect him.
Exactly.
That's right.
They already respect him. They know
respect him.
They respect him to the highest degree.
You got that right.
So they make narratives. They make narratives to so we don't want to see what the thing is. They don't want to see Tank in the ring with him.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't respect him, they'll be calling for the fight.
Right.
They'll be pushing for that fight. If they really thought what they said about Shakur, they would be doing everything in their power to make that fight because they want to see Gervonta Davis get easy knockouts.
Yeah.
That's their whole existence. To see, they don't give a fuck who Tank fight just as long as he could get an easy knockout. If they thought that he could get an easy knockout against Shakur, Keyshawn, any of them dudes, they would have been at him for the fight.
They would have been at him.
So that's how you know they respect him to the highest level. I see through all of that shit, bro. That shit, that's why they call them trolls. That's why you call it false narratives for a reason, because the people that's putting that shit out, they don't really believe that shit themselves.
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
they don't believe that shit.
Keyshawn and Shakur silver medalists, bro. Them jokers that fought people all around the world, bro. Like that's the high point in boxing. That shit means something, boy.
And then
Telling you.
Tank weaponized his fans against them niggas because, tell the truth, before Shakur and Dez start calling him out, they didn't have all this hatred. Once they start calling this nigga out, that's when everybody got he a bum, he a trade, pillow fisted, da 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 da. At first, everybody was talking about they was the best fighters. You see what I'm saying?
They did it. Well, let's go back. They did the same thing recently to Keyshawn.
Now they doing it.
Keyshawn got 10, 12, whatever, how many fights. He don't deserve man. He don't deserve no fight with Tank. Man, tell Keyshawn to fight Shakur. Man, he don't deserve all that, right? Yep. They ain't say none of that when it was Rolly.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
They ain't say none of that when it was Frank Martin.
9 fights or something.
Right? They ain't say none of that when it was Rolly, when it was Frank Martin, right?
Fights. Frank Martin had 18 fights, bro.
Right?
Right.
Remember, check this out. I'm gonna take y'all back. See, them niggas is just Gervonta Davis crash dummies. Anything that he say, they gonna ride with it. Remember, when Ryan Garcia was really heavy on Tank's neck, right? And he was calling out Tank, and he wanted that fight, right? The fight didn't happen until a few years down the line, but he was calling out Tank. He wanted that fight. Remember, all the Tank fans that be riding with Ryan Garcia, they was shitting on him. He a supermodel, nigga, Instagram bitch. He you know what I'm saying? He don't deserve no fight with Tank. He trash. He ain't nothing but an Instagram model, right?
Right.
Them same motherfuckers that's saying that's pro Ryan Garcia now, they didn't become pro Ryan Garcia until Tank told you he was cool with Ryan Garcia.
Cause Ryan had beat Devin. That's
and Tank told you that him and Ryan Garcia was straight. When Tank started taking up for Ryan Garcia because of that Devin situation, right?
I swear to God.
They like that with Ryan Garcia. That's what I'm saying. Niggas, they don't have their own brain.
Yeah,
they ride with whatever Tank tell them to ride with.
Yeah.
If before this shit happened last night, if Tank let's say Tank had a knocked out Lamont Roach, right? And I'm being dead serious. If let's say Gervonta Davis had a knocked out Lamont Roach, right? And Tank was like, you know what? I'm fighting that nigga everything boxing next. I don't like how that nigga be talking on YouTube, right? Them saying, and if he say, you know, the nigga had, you know what I'm saying, cause I boxed amateur, the nigga was good in the amateurs. The nigga in his 40s now, he ain't fighting no more. Them niggas, them same channels and everything would be like, man, it's a good fight. Man, you see his amateur record? Man, and we don't care about that shit.
And see,
it was man, he trained fighters. He solid. Why who y'all want Tank to fight? Why Tank gotta fight everybody? Why hey man, y'all hating on Tank. They would have made an excuse why I'm a legit opponent for Gervonta Davis. I guarantee you them niggas would have.
And see, that was my point I was trying to make with Roach. Like when I was saying before this fight, niggas wasn't calling for Roach. Niggas wasn't talking about, oh, Roach that nigga at 130. He running shit in the lightweight. He knocking shit out. They
didn't even know who most of his casual fans didn't have no idea who Lamont Roach was.
Exactly. Nope. He would tell you who Lamont Roach's last 2 opponents was before Tank. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, nah, don't do that shit now that he done gave Tank a run for his money. Oh, Lamont Roach was that nigga. Nah, no, he wasn't. Y'all didn't even know who this nigga was. Same thing with Pitbull and all that bullshit. Y'all building these niggas up now to make it.
What state you in? Everything boxing.
Boogeyman, no. Tank fought average niggas that had losses before they came to fight him. Pitbull and Roach had losses and draws before they fought him. Showing you that they was already vulnerable and been beat. So don't build these niggas up to be boogeyman's and shit now that Tank done gave. Nah, come on, man. That shit weak.
Yep. I'm in AZ now. I'm in AZ
I used to stay in Mesa.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
For 3 years. I worked at EOS Fitness.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I know about EOS Fitness. Mesa,
the one on Alma School. I worked at the one on Alma School on the front
I know
desk.
exactly where that's at. I know exactly where that's at. Yep. Yeah, man. And so like I said, man, it's like, man, it show you the character of a lot of these niggas. Like you don't worship like these. Like, I don't know, man. But now everybody eyeballs is on what Gervonta Davis do next. And like I said, man, I'm gonna stay adamant, man. If I'm in Lamont, if I'm Lamont Roach people, I do not give that nigga a rematch unless everything is in my favor.
Yeah.
Right. He don't got to give him a rematch. He already did.
He can
like,
get a money fight.
You got to understand.
He can get a money fight. He can fight for the belt.
That fight. Everybody, a draw, regardless of whatever the fuck it is, everybody know that he really won that fight, whether you want to admit it or not.
If Lamont was smart, he could go for that WBC belt and go ahead and fight Shakur, bro.
He'd go over there and holler at
for the belt. He gonna get
Shakur,
paid.
You gonna get an L taking Shakur fighting Shakur.
He gonna get an L. He gonna get an L. But here's the thing: you've been on a big platform with two of them.
Right. And look at your resume. Look at your resume for your Hall of Fame.
You can, if I was Lamont, what I'll do is I'm gonna agree with y'all. I'll go over there and I'll make a mega fight with me and Shakur with Turkey, and they gonna make that shit big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gonna make
and
it.
if he didn't want to take an L with Shakur, maybe he'll think he have a chance with Keyshawn. Keyshawn got a belt.
And you know what? I'm not gonna disrespect Lamont like that. Let me apologize and take that back, because I'm not gonna say that Lamont is not confident in his abilities. I think that Lamont is confident that he could beat Shakur, Keyshawn, all them niggas. I think so let me take that back, as he should be confident, right? So I'm not gonna act like that. Oh well, Lamont just gonna go over there and take an L. That's why he should not. I'm gonna give him his respect that he deserved, because I think that he's confident that he can beat any of them niggas, and I don't see Lamont Roach ducking none of them.
Nah,
I don't see Lamont Roach as a nigga, because Lamont Roach didn't make a lot of money taking this fight. Now, if he make anything on the back end, that's some shit that I don't know, but up front, he ain't make a lot of money. I think it was like 700,000 or something.
But on the rematch, he will. That's what he know.
He said it was 750, and he could have made more in another fight that he had.
So what I do is I'm not facing Tank, because I know if I fight Tank, I definitely gotta knock him out, and it's gonna be hard, because anytime he in any type of danger, they're gonna find a way to break it up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna protect Tank at all costs. And Tank is gonna go to all lengths to make sure that shit gonna go his way. He gonna put a spy in my camp. He gonna do all type of shit.
You see, that's why I said I'll go fuck with Turkey, because number one, Turkey gonna want to stick it in Tank face anyway. Like I gave Lamont a fat payday and put him on pay-per-view. You see what I'm saying? And then number two, like I said, Lamont getting that platform now. You've been in big fights. You got Shakur on your radar. You got Tank. Turkey reward that shit. You see, he bringing niggas back even off a loss.
Yeah, I think he'll get $2 million from Turkey.
Yeah, I think he'll get a Shakur fight and maybe another fight at 130. You see what I'm saying? I think.
Tank. Turkey gonna take care of him for sure.
He gonna take care. And Lamont got the belt.
I think Turkey gonna like him a little bit more, because you got in Tank ass.
Exactly.
And Lamont is a world champion at 130.
I'm gonna tell y'all, if Lamont had some real pop, Tank would have been sleeping.
Yeah, he would have beat him down.
Yeah, with that right hand, boy.
He would have broke.
Tank would have been asleep.
He was catching him with that right hand.
And that's why I know this fight ain't gonna never happen, because it's a fantasy fight. But that's why I think that Keyshawn Davis will put that nigga to sleep. I think Keyshawn is put him to sleep.
Yeah,
Tank ain't gonna fight Keyshawn, bro.
Yeah, because look, believe it or not, Lamont broke his will when Tank was throwing everything he got, and that nigga wasn't going.
Still there.
Yeah, that's another thing you gotta say. Lamont can take a punch. Yeah. Lamont can take a punch, bro.
Yeah.
What y'all gotta see is that Lamont can take a punch, but it's been other fighters that was able to take their same punches that Lamont take. Lamont is Lamont being alert and not getting hit with some shit that he don't see. Because I seen people take Tank's punches punches before. I've seen him take punches from Tank. It's just every knockout. If you study every knockout, it's been punch that they leave themselves wide open for that they don't see. I seen people take his power.
That's the one Santa Cruz took. Santa Cruz took that uppercut. He ain't see it.
Barrios took his power.
He hurt Barrios to the body.
And to the body. That's what I'm saying. Until he hurt Barrios to the body, because Barrios was weakened. You can't take body punches if you dehydrated and you weight drained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did that with all his opponents, man.
Yeah, but Barrios, but he hit Barrios with that body shot. But we seen Hector Garcia took a lot of big shots from Tank.
Bull was walking through them motherfuckers.
Yeah, because he seen them. He was able to brace himself for him.
Bull was walking through that shit.
If you listen to now, people know what Ryan and Rolly was saying was true. They said that he not the hardest punchers that they didn't fought. Yeah. They said he punched hard, but he ain't nowhere near the hardest puncher. Right. Ryan Garcia said it. He said Oscar Duarte hit way harder than Tank do.
Right. Yeah.
And Rolly said that old man Barroso hit way harder than Tank. Tank is that speed, that precision, and that accuracy that Tank got.
And you don't see that shot coming with that speed.
Don't see it coming because and to me, like I said, he a hell of a talent. He's a very good fighter.
Oh, he can fight his ass off now.
Fight his ass off. You know what I'm saying? He showed the last night that he could fight his ass off. When he turn it up on you, he gonna turn it up on you. You just got to be able to weather that storm. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined, and you can't let, you know what I'm saying? You can't get lost in the sauce. That's Frank Martin got when Tank turned it up on Frank was lost.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a kid
Frank
curling up.
Though.
It was like a kid curling up in the ball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what else to do. Tank Mark. Tank is explosive in the motherfucker, but he fights in spurts. He's not explosive constantly. He ain't gonna constantly, like, you know what I'm saying? He has to fight in spurts and then he'll step back.
And Mark, also, you can offset that explosiveness and that power with a mean jab. If you got a jab that Tank can't get,
keep him off you.
You can pick that nigga apart. You can pick him apart.
Keyshawn and Shakur got a mean jab.
Yeah, they'll pick him apart they'll play the distance game with him.
Shakur jab is fast and mean. He got the snappy joint, boy.
Mean.
And Keyshawn, man, I'm gonna tell you, Keyshawn fight just like motherfucking Terrence Crawford to me.
Yeah,
he do.
Just like Bud Crawford.
Hell yeah.
Gary Antuanne Russell. He don't want, like, we know that's 140, but Gary, one thing that tripped me out is I didn't met Gary. You know what I'm saying? Me and Gary chopped it up for a while. And Gary, like, people try to say that Gary is small, man. Antuanne's small. Antuanne is not what they got him. I think they got him listed at they got him listed at 5'10"?
5'9".
Gary, man, Antuanne ain't no motherfucking 5. Antuanne is like 5'7".
Right.
Antuanne is small. And he's not like he's not a big dude at all. And if you notice that Antuanne always weigh in like 3 pounds under a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
But Keyshawn a big dude. Keyshawn like 5'10".
Yeah. Keyshawn is way bigger
when
than
Keyshawn go to 140, it's gonna be a problem up there, bro.
Keyshawn is way bigger than Antuanne. So what I'm saying is that Antuanne could easily come down to 135.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark Nash. Gary Antuanne Russell ain't nowhere near no 5'10".
Hell no.
Nowhere near 5'10" at all. Like, they lying their motherfucking ass off.
That's Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah, that's Keyshawn is 5'10", but they lying their ass off. And Antuanne said that himself. Antuanne is 5'7". Even me and Batman was talking about that shit. Batman was like, man, my brother ain't no 5'10". He was like, man, he's 5'7".
How tall is Rayo, the one he fought?
Now Rayo's taller. I met Rayo too. Rayo 5'10". Rayo like 5'9", 5'9". You know, for Rayo like 5'9". I met him too. He taller than Gary.
Yeah, Rayo was bigger than Gary.
Yeah, he's bigger. He was bigger.
Yeah, he
Antoine,
was taller than Gary too at the weigh-in.
Yeah. He's like 5'9". But the thing is that Gary can easily go to 135. Easily.
I mean,
he went in at 130, 138 all the time.
Tank ducked the big brother at 130. 120.
Yeah.
He
Flat out. Had Floyd call his phone.
He ducked Gary at 130. Yeah.
Had Floyd call that man phone and told him to leave my fighter alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Leave him alone. So if Gary Antuanne, another fighter that Tank can fight, he can fight Gary Antuanne.
Gary too technical for him though. Gary make him look like Shakur.
And rough.
Yeah,
and rough.
Yeah. Gary.
The thing with Gary is Gary is technical and he roughing the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what Keyshawn is. He rough, bro.
And that's why Keyshawn is the most, because Keyshawn is rough, bro. Yeah, Keyshawn one of them little niggas that like to wrestle and tussle with you. You can look at Keyshawn and tell he one of them niggas that like you always got that homeboy. Every time you come around, he wanna. I used to be like that when I was younger. Motherfuckers be like, nigga, sit down somewhere. Now, nigga, you always trying to punch on somebody. You always want to wrestle and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm older now. I ain't like that no more. But that's how I was. Now I'm always coming around trying to punch on somebody, trying to wrestle. And you could tell that Keyshawn like that. One of them like, nigga, chill. Like, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying?
I think the reason why Keyshawn get Tank so many problems because a lot of people be like, Tank rough. He is, but he rough to certain opponents. Certain opponents here try to rough him up. If Keyshawn come in there with that rough, Tank gonna be doing a lot of moving, like how he be doing. Call Shakur runner. That nigga was running too. If you look at certain fights, nigga run.
Do that shit all the time in certain fights. He did it against Rolly.
Exactly. So that's the shit he'd do. You see, when Rolly was trying to get physical with him, what'd he do? Grab, clinch, run. Like Keyshawn.
My lady wanted me to bring something to the attention for the little knee that Tank took, right? That wouldn't call. She said, don't forget about David Benavidez slipped and they was right on him counting. You know what I'm saying? He slipped.
Yeah.
Didn't even get hit with a shot.
Yeah.
They was right on him. 1, 2, 3.
Right. That's true. That's true.
You know, so I mean, and we just seen that happen a few weeks ago.
The crazy part about it, David Benavidez is carrying the PBC. If you ask me, that nigga giving you the fight you want to see.
He do.
He ain't ducking no.
Carried him because he don't duck no smoke. He give you all the fights that that you want to see, and he produce.
He carried.
The comeback kids say Keyshawn is way too big for Tank. He a monster at 135. He 5'9", Tank 5'5". He way too like they know, bro. They like Tank. The thing about him, he's going anybody that's a real threat, he's gonna try to minimize him.
Yeah, because his fans, and he'll try to make it to where the fans will be like, we don't want to see that. So now the fight ain't in demand. You see what I mean? But he can't dodge that Shakur smoke. Everybody want that. Kaz was talking about that. He can't dodge that fight. He either gonna have to retire not fighting that man or go on and fight him. Like, but that's gonna go down as the biggest duck. That's gonna go down like Canelo doing David Benavidez. It's one of the biggest ducks if he don't fight Shakur.
Well, see, but it's gonna take it. All it's gonna take is Shakur to get one of these niggas to stop ducking and beat one of these niggas, and then they can't say that shit no more. Then they gonna say, well, we see why Tank was ducking them. That's all. That's all it got to be. But the main thing when we talk about Shakur Stevenson, he need to focus on getting his hands healthy.
Yeah.
It's the main thing.
Fight
if he don't get his hands healthy, motherfuckers is always gonna be able to make that excuse. You know, oh man, we don't want to fight him because he gonna move too much and all that shit. Because I know Shakur, a healthy Shakur, he'll fight you right in the pocket.
Yeah, he'll fight in the pocket. He fought Yoshino. People be talking about the Nakatilia fight. He dropped Nakatilia like 2-3 times.
Man, he dog Nakatilia.
Dogged him out.
This what they don't understand about Shakur, man. The man ain't never had a split decision fight, man. All his fight is unanimous decisions. So how can you say something, bro?
Yeah,
His fights is unanimous decisions, bro.
They can say what they want, but at the end of the day, can your style beat his style? Can you beat him? At the end of the day, that's what it's. You know what I'm saying? Can you beat him? You can't duck him forever. You know what I'm saying? You can't duck him forever. Can you beat him? You know, but Tank, man, Tank.
Like, who ducking Shakur? Who ducked Loma, Pitbull? And they done ducked him publicly. Loma, Pitbull, Tank, Tank, Zapata, like top level got ducked him. Nah, I ain't fighting him. Nah, we ain't ready. Nah, we ain't trying to see him right now. Like
Our kid Schofield
ducked him. Like,
hey,
pillow fisted, say he gonna run. Niggas should be lining up.
Yeah, they talked all that stuff about Shakur, man, and they didn't even show it. They ducked the fight.
Lining up to go get Shakur if he pillow fishing.
He talking about he was sick, and 2 days later he in the gym working out.
Right. Man, Floyd Schofield, man, that's the nastiest shit I ever seen in my life, man. That nigga, man, like I don't even like mentioning him.
I know, man.
That nigga, man, that was some of the most that was some of the most ugly shit I ever seen in my. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
If I was Shakur, I would never give him a fight. I wouldn't.
They don't need to. They need to get dropped from their promotional company. They need to send them all the way back down to the minor leagues.
Yeah.
You got to work your way back up from up. We gonna give you the toughest competition.
I make him fight El De Los Santos just to get his.
I wouldn't give them no motherfucking fight. Nigga,
if I'm Shakur, I'm not mentioning them niggas' names.
Right, don't even mention their names. Yeah.
Like to me, nigga, we finna boot y'all all the way down to the minor. Nigga, you don't even get no fights on Pro Box.
Hell yeah, you ain't even fight.
We ain't even letting you fight on Pro Box.
Yeah.
What Oscar got in-house for him besides Zapata? Nothing.
Golden Boy dry. They top heavy. They really got work.
They not. I don't think. Like real talk. I don't think that Oscar De La Hoya was rocking with that shit they pulled. Because see, Oscar know they faked that whole shit, and Oscar looking at that situation like, look, man, I told y'all in the first place.
Yep.
Don't take the fight.
He did. He said,
I told you don't take the fight.
Video saying it.
So y'all gonna get all the way up here, knowing this whole time you didn't have no intentions of taking the fight, right? We put money behind the shit. We put our reputation on the line, and you pull this bullshit, knowing y'all was never gonna take that fight in the first place.
Just wasn't ready, man. Oscar knew that nigga wasn't ready. Oscar told, man, you want to fight my prospect?
Mark Nash he said they only have one more fight on the deal with Oscar. I guarantee you, Oscar ain't gonna resign. Because see, the thing is, they already seen that Floyd Schofield ain't what they thought he was. I know boxing. Floyd Schofield ain't that.
That's why I make him fight Abdullah Mason.
I know a lot of people think, oh man, that kid got so much potential. No, he's not that.
That'll ruin him.
He's not that. I don't know if he got the wrong trainers or what, but he's not that. Like he's not. I didn't seen him fight too many times.
What you think about Camille Moten?
Huh?
Moten. If he fight any of them young niggas around his
Camille Moten, on another level than him. Camille Moten, my boy Abdullah Mason on a whole different planet from him. Like he
got more fights than both of them.
I understand that, but they're ruining.
So you think they ready for that experience?
Fighting.
I'm saying they ready to beat his ass. They way better than him.
Mason fighting former title contenders and shit like that.
Because I'm trying to see who is his one fight gonna be? Who is Schofield fight gonna be at the lightweight division? Schofield like rated number 1 or number 2.
He can't beat none of them guys. He first Camille Moten's still a prospect. I guarantee you he can't beat Camille Moten.
Nah,
guarantee it.
Right.
He can't beat and then Abdullah Mason. Let's not even talk about Abdullah Mason.
He'll run through him.
So I'm saying they was trying to build Schofield like he was that guy, and they put him in the ring with fighters that he's supposed to shine against as still like that level, and he wasn't even looking good. Like
Them niggas dropping him in some
Nah,
motion.
yeah, he was getting dropped in anything.
Like,
Yeah,
he wasn't even looking good against the D level and
right.
C- level, D+ level competition they was putting him in the ring with.
That's why I'm wondering who Oscar gonna feed him to for
And
that
see, the
one
difference
fight.
with him and Mason is, see, when Mason got dropped, he went through adversity, got to put the nigga out of there.
Right.
Schofield got dropped and went 12. You see what I'm saying? Like, he ain't ready for that shit. Like,
Yeah, like
Mason fighting title contenders. You know what I mean?
like people don't even know who that fighter was that Abdullah Mason just fought his last fight and made him look like some trash. That's the same fighter that Rolly fought
Just fought,
on
exactly.
the undercard. That's the same the fighter that Abdullah Mason just fought
Yeah.
and walked through him like he wasn't shit was the same fighter that Rolly fought on the Canelo Alvarez Berlanga undercard.
Yeah, in September.
And Rolly went 12 rounds with him and didn't even hurt dude.
Exactly.
Abdullah Mason walked through him like he was shit, well, like he wasn't shit.
Right.
Yeah, because they were saying dude beat Rolly.
You see what I'm saying? Do it on the title contender level. You see what I'm saying? And Mason ran through him. Schofield
I think and I'm gonna keep it real, man, because I'm just an all-around boxing fan. I think that in 2 years, Abdullah Mason is a problem for all of them niggas.
Yeah.
He's a problem for Shakur, Keyshawn, anybody.
Listen,
and I'm not. And when I say a problem,
he didn't even.
Yeah, when I say a problem, I'm saying like I'm not saying that he'll beat him. I'm not saying he won't beat him. I'm saying that he is a problem to where he's a threat to any of them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's that type of talent. Kermel Moden ain't on that level yet. I like to see, you know what I'm saying, where Kermel Moden grow. But then you got a lot of talent. Like you got Zaquan Moses coming up. You got Keon, like you got a lot of talent coming up, man.
I like that Abdullah and Keyshawn. Keyshawn only got 13 fights. I like that Abdullah and Keyshawn fight.
They ain't gonna top rank. Ain't gonna do that.
I think Keyshawn a little bit too seasoned for him right now.
For right now, yeah.
Keyshawn a little bit too seasoned.
Bro, like they ain't gonna do that to him.
Yeah. Keyshawn.
Well, they ought to feed him Schofield though. I think he can handle Schofield right now.
He can. Oh yeah, he'll beat the fuck out of. Shakur tried to make that fight. Shakur said, "Look, man, won't you fight? Won't you fight? Abdullah Mason. You beat Abdullah Mason, I'll give you a fight."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and he ain't want no parts of that shit. He ain't want no parts of Abdullah Mason because he like shit. If I beat Abdullah Mason, he like if I get beat by Abdullah Mason, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit, that like I could get beat by Shakur, and people gonna be like, well, Shakur should, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't get beat by Abdullah Mason at this point in my career because we supposed to be on the same level.
Exactly.
Right.
Career right now, it'll ruin him. That's why I said that Oscar ain't gonna do that. That's an investment still. You know what I mean? The Shakur fight, cool. You can take that and take that L. That's one of the best in the game.
Mark, who you got? Abdullah Mason and Floyd Schofield. I got Abdullah Mason by murder. Who you got? Abdullah Mark Nash. Let me know who you got. Abdullah versus Floyd Schofield.
Yeah, I got them throwing in the towel. If he don't stop, real shit. If he just don't flat out stop him, I got them.
He'll flat out stop. I don't think they'll throw in the towel because I think that his daddy is just overly that nigga. Like he'll watch his son die in the ring before he throw in the towel. That nigga just mentally ill like that.
Damn.
Okay, Mark Nash said he got Mason. Yeah, like some Floyd's. I feel bad for Floyd Schofield in one sense, but then in another sense, you was a grown man. The shit that his daddy be doing, bro, like that shit's sickening. But then Floyd is like, bro, you a grown ass man.
Yeah, but if your dad been doing you like that, But if your dad been doing like that all your life, your mind is programmed, so you don't even see nothing wrong. He can't even see what we see.
And niggas be trying to get on Bill and Devin. Bill don't move like that.
Bill don't move like that. I had to tell a nigga that shit, bro, in my comments, man. A nigga in my I was talking about Floyd Schofield daddy, and the nigga came in my comments and was like, yeah, man, he just like Bill Haney. I said, no, the fuck he ain't. Bill, you don't put that on Bill Haney. Because Bill Haney ain't nothing like motherfucking Floyd Schofield daddy.
Hell no. Man, niggas sleep on Bill Haney, man. Bill Haney is a slick nigga in the street, man. That nigga ain't no pussy like that. Bill ain't no punk ass nigga, bro.
Hey, you hear what Crawford said? Bill the one told me that Canelo, that's your fight. Fuck Spence, get Canelo. He like, every time I seen Bill like, Canelo.
Yeah, I heard him say that shit too.
That's your fight.
Say that shit, man.
Bill a businessman, bro.
Bill is a great promoter, businessman.
Hell yeah.
And the thing is that, man, like Bill say some shit, Bill a lie and shit. Like we didn't all call Bill on some lies.
Oh yeah,
but man, you can't compare. You cannot compare the shit that Floyd Schofield daddy be doing and say that him and Bill is the same shit.
Nah.
Like they not know what, they ain't even in the same fucking book as each other.
Definitely ain't got the same voice.
I gained a lot of respect for Bill. Where I gained a lot of respect for Bill at was when that sparring tape came out and Bill was like, you niggas put the tape out, but y'all ain't telling the truth. Who left with the money?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, like.
Hey, we seen Devin. And they lied about that situation too, though, bro. That's what people don't talk about. And they let Tank get away with that shit, man. And Tank fans get away with that situation because it was Tank. They told us AB lied and everybody lied. It said that Devin Haney was out cold and they had to jump in the ring and save him. And nigga, we watched the video and the video didn't show. The video was nothing like that.
Hell nah.
But nothing like that.
That's why I gained my respect for Bill, because Bill like, nah, y'all ain't finna do that. Tell the truth.
And Devin got in that boy ass.
Yeah, he like, Devin beat him, nigga. I left with that money. Tell the truth.
Devin was beating that nigga ass. Even when Adrian Brunner jumped in the ring, Devin wasn't hurt like that. Devin wasn't even hurt. Devin was still trying to fight. And he like, man, what the fuck this nigga in the ring for? What you jump in the ring for? And see, AB was trying to pull a slick one. AB a street nigga. He a hustler. You know what I'm saying? When the nigga, you know what I'm saying, like AB, he a hustler, man, and he's a city slicker, man. Just like when you playing the nigga in dice, right? And they try to pick up the dice real fast and snatch the money. Like, nah, nigga, ain't like you seen the nigga do that shit. You playing the nigga in dice, and they roll the dice and try to swipe it up real fast and shit, and act like they hit their point.
Yeah.
And you like, nigga, I ain't see the dice. Nah, nigga, I hit. Ain't nobody see that shit, nigga. You swipe the dice up too fast.
Yeah.
That's what AB tried to do. AB seen an opportunity that he can jump in the ring, right? And stop it, and then try to get that money.
Yeah.
And that shit didn't slide.
You see the
That
thing?
shit didn't slide because it's like, nigga, why you jumped in the ring as soon as Tank start getting off just a little bit? You gonna jump in the ring and try to stop it. Like, nigga, nah, you ain't slick. And Bill wasn't going for that shit. Bill, like, nigga, get your motherfucking ass out the ring, nigga.
Exactly.
Fuck you jump in the ring for.
And see, the thing is, had they told the truth that Tank got outboxed by a 17-year-old, that nigga stock would have instantly dropped. Instantly. You got outboxed by a 17-year-old.
17-year-old, and then lied about this shit, though. They lied about this shit, bro, for years. And we seen that whole tape, man, and Devin was boxing that nigga head off. Had that nigga looking to the corner, had motherfuckers jumping in, trying to save. Like, man, come on, bro.
But remember Big Floyd. Floyd Sr. said that. Floyd said Devin. They was like, who won? He like, Devin.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, he said Devin. He said Devin. Like, he wouldn't even know this thing. Devin. Plain and simple.
Yeah, man. So it like I said, man, that just goes back to what we were saying earlier. The nigga been catered to his whole life. He been protected in every which way. And when you in fights like that, when it could go either way and you in a real tough fight, that's when all of that shit starts showing. His first instinct is to turn to get help from anybody he can. That's his first instinct. That shit didn't just start last night, or that shit is like that because he's always been catered to. We gonna protect. We gonna make shit. We gonna make sure that shit go your way. He quit versus Devin Haney when they sparred.
Yep. He
quit.
He walked out the gym.
He turned around and said, "I got enough," and quit. But because it was Tank, everybody let it slide.
In the Ryan Garcia fight, every time Ryan tagged that nigga, he looked at the ref. Go back and watch it. Any Tank fan that just go back and watch that Ryan fight. Every time Ryan was getting on his ass, he would look at the referee.
Mm-hmm.
Go back.
Yeah, man. And as far as the Lamont Roach fight, man, Lamont Roach outboxed him. He matched him every time Tank turned it up. Lamont Roach was right there and gave it back. And everybody, like, I mean, Lamont Roach won that fight.
Yeah,
straight up and down. Without the knee, without the knee and all of that shit, he won that fight.
Facts.
Like I said, he broke his spirit when Tank threw his best shot, and Lamont took that shit and kept walking forward. He broke Tank mentally. He broke him. Tank didn't know what else to do.
But see, the last 3 rounds, if you notice, Tank was missing a lot of those hard punches. He wasn't landing those hard punches.
He was thirsty for a knockout then. He was thirsty.
Yeah, he was thirsty.
Knock him out. Yeah.
Let
then
me
he
read.
talking about he thought it was the 8th round. That's some bullshit. They make up
check
stuff.
this out. Check how these Tank fans is, right? These niggas is the fakest motherfuckers on the planet Earth. They ain't got no type of integrity about themselves. And read this comment somebody messaged me.
Try to make it seem
this nigga said, man, Tank was beating the hell out of that dude. Roach took a knee. He said Roach took a knee first. I believe in the 2nd or 4th round, Roach took a knee. Roach was doing a lot of holding. Tank was hitting him with Superman punches. All I saw was a brawl. They both going back and forth with each other. The referee called it like it was. He's the best referee in the game. Roach kept hitting Tank with cheap shots. Overall, Tank won. What is you talking about?
That nigga retarded.
First of all, when did Lamont Roach ever take a knee in that fight? Never.
That nigga retarded.
Like that's what I'm saying. This is Tank fans for you. Like, they don't want to admit, like, you know what? We was wrong. We was wrong. I didn't have to come and do live streams because I didn't been wrong about shit before, right? But when I'm wrong about shit, that next day, I pop on that camera, I start the show, and I say, you know what? I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. Didn't you know? These niggas is so fake and don't got no type of integrity. They can't admit, you know what? I was wrong about Tank. I was wrong. You know, I was wrong about Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach won that fight because they did so much dick eating for years and years, hyping this nigga up like he was invincible, like he was God. Now they can't go back on it. Now they searching for a narrative. Now they searching for lies and narratives.
They talking
Watch all the Tank Meat Mushing channels tomorrow. I don't never watch none of their channels because I'm honestly, I stopped. Well, I can't listen to none of them niggas because all they do is ride with false narratives and lies and just every day the same shit. Tomorrow, I might watch a couple of them niggas channels tomorrow. Might pop in just to hear some of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear some of the bullshit, right? Watch. Y'all gonna be watching. Watch the bullshit y'all hear.
I already been hearing it today.
You probably already been hearing it today. I ain't watched nobody's videos today. I ain't watched nobody's channel today. I seen some of the shit on X. So the shit that I got was from the shit that I seen on X. I ain't watched nobody's channel, but I'll catch up tomorrow and try to pop in on some of these niggas channels, and you gonna hear. Well, I can only imagine the shit I'm gonna hear from these content creators.
Man, they been saying shit like my man was just saying. Oh, they called it right, and this, that, and the third. Tank won that fight, and whoopty this, that. And I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, call it like you seen it, nigga. He lost without the knee. He lost.
Mm-hmm. My man said he got distracted and started looking at the crowd beefing versus Hector, and that match. Yep, yeah, they did. Remember when they stopped the fight when him and Hector Garcia was full on fight? They were brawling, and Tank stepped back and started looking at the crowd because I think they started fighting in the crowd, and they stopped the motherfucking fight for Tank. And the Hector Garcia, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
They sure did that shit.
Middle of the fight, it was like 4th, 5th round. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah.
That
Figaro for none ain't the biggest. Nah, it's motherfuckers that go way overboard, way worse than for none, dude.
Southpaw and KO, them niggas go way
up. Them niggas, dog.
Southpaw ain't put out shit today.
I don't even watch his shit. Like, that nigga's a bitch.
What else say? They talk.
I don't see none of the shit he put out. I made sure he can't even pop up in my algorithm.
When Tank was leaning on top of Roach, he linked him down. Roach went down to his knee. The referee pushed Tank off of him. That's what these. Let's just keep calling Roach take
niggas, bro. I think some shit we just gotta. Some of these motherfuckers we just gotta. Like, I read the shit, but man, some of this shit we just gotta ignore and act like they don't even exist. Because some of these motherfuckers so ignorant. It's like I ain't never, like, for real, man. And I hate to say this shit, but it's just real. I've never seen a fan base as ignorant as these motherfucking Tank fans in my whole life. Like, in no sport, not in football, baseball, basketball, motherfucking handball. I've never seen a fan base as ignorant and dumb as these motherfuckers is, bro. They just overboard.
Yeah, they be on some bullshit, man.
Like these motherfuckers will like willingly throw all of their integrity out the window for a man that they don't know, that wouldn't piss on them if they was on flames, that won't speak. Like, they'll throw all of their integrity out the window for this man.
He don't know y'all, bro. He don't know you niggas, bro. What's my man in the chat that said that shit? He don't know you, bro.
It's crazy. If any fighter like Gary, man, Gary Antuanne Russell, like, I'm a bigger fan of the Russells than anybody in boxing. Because Russells and Deontay Wilder, right? I'm a fan of shit. Everybody think, oh man, you's a diehard Shakur fan. I'm a fan of Shakur, but I got other people and fighters that I'm a bigger fan of, right? Motherfuckers, oh, you a diehard Shakur fan now? Because if you niggas start lying on Shakur or any boxer, if I put a video out debunking the lie, that don't mean, oh, I'm just an overboard nigga. I don't rock with that bullshit, that fake shit. I do that for Devin. I do that for any fighter that motherfuckers is just pressing, trying to tear him down and knock him just to, you know what I'm saying? Just because that's the cool thing to do. But I'm a huge fan of Wilder. I'm a huge fan of Gary and Antuanne Russell, a big fan. When Antuanne Russell lost to Puello, right? And it was motherfuckers that were saying it was a robbery. I'm the one that came on and said, you know what? I'll rewatch that fight because I was at the fight, so I had to come back and rewatch it. And I said, man, I think they called the right decision. I think they called the right decision. You know what I'm saying? When Wilder lost, when everybody was running around with the glove gate, I said, I do think something wrong with his gloves. I said, but you know what? All that shit gonna be solved in the third fight. We gonna get all the answers we need when they fight again. They fought again. He beat Wilder ass. I said he showed he was a better fighter than Wilder.
Right.
That's just what it was. I ain't had to search for no narratives, no excuses. I didn't have to put my integrity on the line and make it up, bro. And at the end of the day, that's how it should be because we fans. You shouldn't have to. When Errol Spence lost, I still got the video of the live stream that I did the next day. I didn't make no excuse. I came on. I said, "Hey, Bud showed after all these years, he was the better man."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You lose some, you win some. I'm not the one in the ring taking punishment. If I'm gonna make an excuse for anybody getting their ass beat, it's gonna be myself. I'm not making no excuse for another man getting his ass beat in front of the world. It is what it is. Fighters, if you fight the best, you're gonna eventually take an L most of the time. Everybody can't beat Floyd, and that's what people got to understand.
And that's the point I'm gonna make. I got fighters that I like, but at the same time, I got fighters that everybody be like, "Oh, he trash," woo, woo. But I like him because he take all the smoke. Mario Barrios, niggas can say what they want about Rolly. Rolly ain't ducking shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I like niggas like that, like Paulie Malignaggi back in the day. Paul wasn't ducking shit.
Yeah.
Like niggas like that, even though they wasn't the best. Them niggas wasn't ducking. Them the fighters I like. You see what I'm saying? But I got my favorites, so you know what I mean?
Right. Everybody got their favorite fighter. And to close what I was saying, man, it's much easier to just admit that you was wrong than to have to search for lies and excuses and all type of lies, because that's when you start, you like, bro, I'm not finna, bro. I stand on real morals and principles.
Yeah.
And I'm not finna compromise my integrity for nobody, bro. I'm not finna do that shit for another fucking man, nigga. I ain't gonna lie to nobody but the police. Straight up and down.
Yeah, I ain't doing that for no nigga I don't know, man. Like,
fuck, I look like, nigga, going to trial lying for a nigga I ain't never met in my fucking life just to fucking on the internet, on the fucking YouTube for an athlete that's making millions and millions of dollars boxing.
I was just about to say that nigga, they be on the internet managing the man money. He don't sell nothing. He don't need to fight. He don't make no pay-per-views. He don't do that. What the fuck they got to do with you as a fan? You should just want to see the fight. You don't get paid a dime of that money, bro.
Bro, these niggas will come on these niggas do a live stream every day, nigga, and just throw all of their integrity out the window for a fighter that ain't gonna give him an interview, ain't gonna speak to him if they see him in public.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna, if they in dire needs, they ain't gonna send them no money. They ain't gonna do none of that shit.
Hey, the nigga so shitty. He could have got all them niggas to do his interviews leading up to this fight.
Right.
He's so shitty. He blocked all boxing media and got niggas like Bubba Dub.
And we know these niggas. I don't even need to say their names.
Right.
These niggas spend 24 days every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, nigga. They live streaming, nigga, meat mushing, nigga, just all the way stroking Tank off. And you can't pop up on these niggas' channels. These the niggas that creating the same narratives that you start speaking. So we know you know who they is. You can't do an interview when you on your media round. You can't go pop up on these niggas' channels.
Exactly. But
these niggas, man, do you know, man?
You get a little naughty to interview niggas like,
come on, man. Come on, man.
Don't even talk about boxing, but you get them the interview. Like
if Tank went to one of these niggas' channels and did an interview, man, these niggas would, man, that would make their whole motherfucking life.
Pop. Yeah.
Nigga, that would make their whole life. That would, nigga, that'd be like them niggas winning $1 billion motherfucking Powerball, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That'd be like them niggas been winning $1 billion Powerball, nigga. and you can't even do that for him.
He ain't finna do no shit like that for these niggas, man. Hell nah.
But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming here. Mark Nash, man, appreciate you, my guy. Always coming through, showing love and support. And Mark Nash, he one of the niggas that you know what I'm saying, the cats that he ride for heavy, them cats is on his panels. They showing Mark love. They talking to him personally.
Right.
You can call him on the phone and say, hey, you know what? Join the panel. Ain't none of them niggas do that shit with Tank. And the thing is the Rise Podcast. Salute to the Rise Podcast, right? Salute to the Rise Podcast. I think they some solid dudes, right? Tank don't even pop up and show them love like that.
And they was built for
and they built that whole platform. And they built that whole platform for Tank. Remember when they came out, they said, if Tank gotta say anything, he gonna say something. This is where he gonna come to say it at.
He ain't say shit on there.
That nigga didn't even go pull up on the Rise Podcast when he did his little media run.
Yeah.
That show you what type of nigga that nigga is. You can say what you want, you can think what you want, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I bet you if I hit up Brian Norman, if Mark Nash hit up Brian Norman, he gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? I bet you that a lot of other people that you know I fuck with behind the scenes. I don't do live streams like that, right? So I don't really be doing interviews like that. But if I wanted to, I got niggas that I got a lot of these fighters that'll pull up. I talk to behind the scenes. I just don't be bragging about the shit and talking like, you know, they'll pull up if I hit them. Like, yeah, for sure.
They ain't all Hollywood and shit though.
Yeah. And Mark Nash know what I'm talking about the same way, man. And man, it's just crazy, man. I don't respect that shit, man. Like he like if anybody panel that he should have been pulling up on, giving the lowdown to, he should have been building the Rise Podcast like that because they built that channel for him to pull up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, what's your last words?
Shit, for all the Tank fans, man, y'all got all these answers and excuses for this nigga. When he gonna answer that 6-fight hit list that he said he had? I want to know when he gonna hit a nigga on that list. Just a legit question. Y'all got all the answers for him. When is he gonna hit a nigga on that 6-fight hit list?
Who was the hit list? It was Shakur.
It was Shakur. It was
Devin Haney.
T.O. Remember, he did it twice.
It was T.O.
It was
Lomachenko. We can he shouldn't. And my thing is, you can't spin the block 6 years later and try to put Lomachenko on the list anyway. So you ain't get shit. It was Ryan Garcia
and Pitbull. He said even though I already beat them, but
Pitbull, he might spin the block. He might he like we know he hoping and wishing he could spin the block on Ryan Garcia, but Ryan too big. So that's one he would spin the block on. He'll spin the block on Pitbull. I believe that. Like but see, it's hard because Pitbull keep putting himself in positions to where he not shining. You know what I'm saying? He just got beat by Rayo. That kind of took that Pitbull. That's what they had planned.
Yeah.
Lamont Roach and what wasn't planned. The backup plan was a Pitbull. And I'm saying this because this is what Coach Calvin said. Pitbull fucked around and got beat by Rayo. So that took Pitbull off the table. They waiting for Pitbull to be able to shine again. Pitbull really didn't shine in his last fight. He went to war and he got hands put on him. So that shit ain't sliding, right?
It was hoping he won a belt.
Yeah. So they still waiting on Pitbull to shine some type of way where they could justify that rematch. So he'll spin the block on Pitbull. So Ryan, he won't Ryan, but that shit ain't gonna happen. Pitbull, and then if Loma come back, they gonna press Loma, but Loma ain't studying that nigga. Loma like, nigga, I'm not in my prime no more. I'm not finna let you like Loma, like, so that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So the rest of them, he ain't fighting them.
Nah.
He ain't fighting them. And it is going, his fans is gonna continue to push that narrative that Tank's still gonna beat he's still fucking all them niggas up.
Yeah.
You gonna get Leonard Ellaby pushing that narrative. Tank gonna get all these guys. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's gonna be until he either somebody beat his ass again and get him up out the sport, or he get a huge payday and he just leave on his own.
Yeah.
I'm like me, man. I'm just sick of the nigga, bro. I don't like a nigga that do all that talking and not fighting them dudes. You know what I'm saying? And then now he talking about that Lamont Roach rematch ain't next.
Yeah, that fucked me up. They're like, well, who you gonna fight, nigga? Like who?
Like nigga, you talking about you finna call out Jake Paul?
Man, that
hey nigga, what the fuck? I don't know, man. But yeah, man. Val gone. But man, I appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Everybody that super chatted and show love to the channel. Everybody on the panel, my man Rich Porter, Val, and salute to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Y'all already know what to do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.